Are you ready to spin straw into iron, Charkie?
I don't think that's how the phrase goes, but I'm willing to give it a try.
Well, I mean, spinning straw into gold is also, kind of not tangibly possible. Unless you're like a 10th century alchemist, maybe. I think they had it figured out, actually. Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome. It's Bad Game Hall of Fame. We're playing Iron Man.
You voted on it.
Patrons voted on this. Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, all voted for this. We had a variety of superhero games on offer. Catwoman was on there. Superman 64 was on there. Everyone voted for Iron Man 2008, released May 2nd, 2008. We're playing, this is a game that came out on everything, so there's a DS version, a Wii version, a PC version, a PS2 version. But we're playing the primo version, the definitive version, the PlayStation 3 version. There's also a 360 version that's on parity. Developed by Secret Level, published by Sega.
Now, there was a PC version, but that was based on the PS2 version, which is not the same game.
Yeah, that version is it's similar. I think it's built on the same sort of framework, but is obviously a downgraded, a compromised version. The vision for it, the scope of it is a bit constrained, by that technology.
Like, perhaps more than a decade out of date to say this, but the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions are definitely the next-gen looking version.
Yes. So, the thing is that this game, and no matter what version you played, it reviewed badly. This is one of those games that I think GameSpot, or was it IGN, one of the two major game sites, gave it an award for 2008 for the worst game that everybody played for that year. This game sold in the millions across all its various releases, and reviewed in around the 40s for the most part, for the 4s out of 10s, the 2 out of 5 range, some going as low as the 1 out of 5, as low as the single digits for this game, which, definitely had a bunch of production behind it, that there was money spent on this game. Sega invested heavily in it. It has actors from stars of the silver screen. It has Robert Downey Jr. in it. It has Don Cheadle. Not John Cheadle, that's the Squeakquel. That's Iron Man 2. Yeah. It's Terrence Howard before he got recast as Don Cheadle. It all-star cast doesn't have what's-her-face, who plays Pepper Potts.
Gwyneth Paltrow?
Gwyneth Paltrow, yes. Doesn't have Jon Favreau. Doesn't have Jeff Bridges, but it does have Robert Downey Jr. That's the one they could get for this. And I'm also going to show this just real quick at the top, because I posted about the stream. I announced the stream on Twitter earlier today, and I got a response back. I kind of should have figured that this person who has followed me forever, who I've been friendly with, Chris Baker, who has worked as an interactive manager for Marvel, which for those of you who don't know industry jargon, that is someone who works on behalf of a licensor, like a Marvel, for example, and communicates with development studios to make sure that the games are in alignment with the brand, that they're, basically on message, on point. There's nothing that is like contradictory, breaks canon, or is otherwise uncouth for the brand. Anyway, Chris Baker, cool guy. I think we've mentioned him on the site before, shouted him out for some of his writing. Check out scorpionvader.com. Coincidental, because we just did our May the 4th stream, our Star Wars stream. Anyway, they responded to my tweet to say, hey, I worked on this game. And when I said that Robert Downey Jr. was, quote, phoning it in for his performance, I was under a bit of a misimpression here. Chris Baker says that Robert Downey Jr. genuinely cared about being in the game. He even invited the boss, the creative director, to review the script and make some changes to it to better fit the character. But then the thing is, the note here that I wasn't privy to was that Sega half-truthed RDJ's involvement. He only did his voice in the FMV cutscenes in the game. The in-game Iron Man, the one that you hear doing chirps during actual gameplay, not RDJ, that's a sound-alike. And I'm going to get into why I think that is the case once we get into the game, once we sample a bit of that voice acting. and I'll explain like the logic behind a decision like that. But it was very nice of Chris Baker to reach out, to be polite about it. I thank him for that. I thank him for allowing me to use that quote. I asked for permission for that just to be sure, just to be safe. So thank you for the heads up on that. And that's not going to stop us from criticizing this game. If stuff comes up that is worth criticizing, I'm not going to hold back punches just because I know someone who worked on it. But of course, like it's not the fault. It's never the fault of the developers and the work that they put into these games anyway. Folk who watch us know by now that we were on the side of developers. We understand that bad games aren't just created in a vacuum. They're not created to sound bad or to play badly, I mean to say. That, things go wrong, and hopefully we can interrogate and figure out maybe some of what went wrong, where the scope maybe exceeded their means as a studio. Because I will say that Secret Level, the developers of this version, they had an industry history dating back to like the late 90s. You may be familiar with some of their work on Final Fight Streetwise and Golden Axe Beast Rider. So, some bona fides there. But, yeah, we're stalling off long enough. We are going to be playing this through emulation, RPCS3. If there's any technical hiccups, we're going to have to be blaming it on that. So we're going to mostly focus on gameplay rather than any, potential graphical inconsistencies in emulation.
I mean, yeah, we've stalled long enough. It's time to get to it. It's time to get to the stream snack.
Yeah, so I joked. I talked about making a graphic in audio cue for this for months now, and here you are.
Yep. Tonight's stream snack. For the drink, we're having a Mountain Dew Kickstart Orange Citrus.
Ooh.
And for the food, we're having Bird's Eye Crispy Green Beans, lightly breaded.
I've had those before. Those are fine.
Yeah, these are pretty good. I feel like they could use with some sort of sauce or something, maybe like a dipping sauce of some sort. I wouldn't know.
Well, you would want to provide that on your own. You want those things in the bag to be uncompromised, unsogged.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, having tasted these, I mean, they're decent, but I feel like they could use a little something as a dipping sauce. I don't know what. Maybe ranch? I feel like we're getting further away from God's light of healthy food. We're already treading on thin ice with the breading and all the sodium.
Sure.
Adding ranch would be a net negative.
I just say descend right into food hell with that. Why hold back? Why limit yourself? Why preserve anything health-wise with that?
And the kickstart? Not great.
Yeah, no, that parses.
Not great. But it's my drink for tonight.
Yeah, I need to come up with a graphic for myself now for Cass's stream drink. I have moonshine. I'll be drinking off of that, and I'm sure I'm gonna fucking need it tonight too. So anyway, that's a fucking segment now. So you're welcome, audience. That's what all your support, your Patreon bucks are funding fancy presentation packages like that, graphics like that. I don't know. I whipped that together in an hour. All right. I'm going to open up the game momentarily, and we will get into it. One last word of warning. No subtitles in this fucking game from 2008.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we're just gonna have to be privy and mindful and do our best Sega to listen in when the game speaks to us. Let these intros play. Who would message me during a show? That phone over there. I gotta see what the volume is on this. I think it should be right on the money. We never know until we get into the actual, actual gameplay audio.
Now, did you ever see the first Iron Man?
Yes, I did. Not recently.
I don't remember any of it, but I know I saw it.
I remember it being innocent enough. Good enough is for the time. You know, who knew, besides the executives at Marvel and Disney Enterprises, what it would spawn, what hell it would wreak on cinema.
This was prior to Disney, I believe.
Okay, that's fair. But I mean, the ending, the post-credits, the original Avengers Initiative, etc. So they knew what they were doing.
It's hard to remember that there was a time where no one gave a shit about Iron Man.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Coming out.
That's the thing that people forget, that people who only got into Marvel when the movie started were blissfully unaware of, was that Iron Man comics fucking sucked. That Iron Man was not a likable character, was not anyone's favorite superhero for like decades. Oh, this is absolutely going to get us copyright flagged if we don't talk over it. But
maybe if you played Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Iron Man was your favorite, but
possibly. But in terms of like the comics, I mean, there was some interesting stuff they were trying to do to revitalize that character in the comics. And I mean, the reason why there's Iron Man was the one to really kick off the movie trend was because like it was a risk. And they were willing to take that risk as long as they had like attached like a big name actor to it, which they did with RDJ. You know, and also, you know, the military sponsorships probably helped. This game being like implicitly like pro-military industrial complex, despite the fact that Iron Man himself and Tony Stark's whole arc is discontinuing weapons development. Funny how that works out. It's a whole mess of things. Anyway, Iron Man did this movie, turned around Marvel's fortunes. This game that turned around their video game fortunes, probably not. Even though it did sell a lot of copies. Let's see here. Let's go through some settings. I should have wiped my save data before I started this, because I might have a couple levels worth of progress.
you just select new game.
Yeah, I am going to select new game, and... Okay. You will lose all mission progression and clear the mission archive. Unlocked suits in one-man army missions will not be... Okay, that should be fine. That should be as close to from scratch as we're going to get out of this, as close as we need. Yeah, I think it's going to go right into a cutscene, so we'll be wary, we'll do our best. And a reminder that the FMV cutscenes, the full motion video cutscenes, will be Robert Downey Jr. voice acting. Whether there was motion capture involved, I forgot to ask. I forgot to get specification on that. I would assume maybe to some extent. But
all the motion capture was Don Cheadle.
Oh, okay, yes, they brought him in.
It's a huge coincidence that they brought him in for the second movie.
Easy, normal, formidable. I'm just gonna do normal. To be clear, it doesn't follow the plot of the movie exactly. It does incorporate a bunch of elements from the comics and such.
Surrounded by weapons. That is a very poetic way to die.
Oh, there he goes again. Give it a rest, Shakespeare.
What is the measure of a man? Is it the fruit of his labors? Or the secrets of his heart? Is it the person he is?
Or is it how wide his eyes are?
He could become.
My Jason Voorhees mask sucks.
This isn't movie accurate at all. Yeah, so that was fine. As far as an FMV cutscene is concerned, his performance is adequate in that, I suppose. We'll see as it goes on. I think the production value on those FMV cutscenes falls off a cliff at a certain point, if you ask me. So I'm not fully saying that his performance is perfect, is inspired, is high energy throughout. But, you know, it's good to know he at least puts some amount of thought and effort into, like, rewriting lines, trying to personify it a bit. That he didn't, you know, just completely write off this whole venture. Now, that said, he doesn't do any of the voice acting in-game. Once we get into gameplay, no more RDJ for us. And we'll see how that actor pulls off the performance. Mission briefing. The first mission escape. Cobble together from available parts. The means of your escape is finally complete. Find a path out of the 10 rings' encampment and defeat your captor as Yinsen activates your armor systems remotely. So we obviously have our primary objective, which is our point A to B thing, destroy everything in our way. Bonus objectives, killing a certain amount of enemies, doing it in a certain amount of time. We'll see if I can manage those. Spoiler, I won't, because I'm going to be talking while playing, and these time limits are pretty tight. So, you know, it is what it is.
It's a speedrun game.
For someone. Optional objectives marked in yellow. Yeah, I got that.
Yinsen, you owe me $50. It works.
Yes, you're quite good at your job. These men were right to kidnap you. You could have built great weapons for them.
We're getting out of here.
Oh, yes? Not so easy. They will want that suit, I think.
Yeah, well, good luck getting it.
Oh no, it's not bulletproof at all.
Oh no, we horribly miscalculated. All right, here we go.
Ooh, whoa. You're hauling ass now.
One of those games where the in-game graphics look a bit sharper, look a bit nicer than the full motion video.
Look a bit bloomy.
Yeah, I tried playing the 360 version in Xenia, and none of the bloom came through. For better or for worse. Yeah, we're certainly booking it.
I'm a damn genius, Yinsen. Looks like this heart won't have any trouble powering this suit.
Once I upload all the systems.
The sun was like several million miles closer during the 7th generation of games.
On your end.
Perfect. I can see everything. I'm beginning to upload your remaining systems.
I need to know how the suit's holding up, Yinsen.
I just finished the upload.
Well, there's our health.
See the diagnostics now. Be mindful of your suit's integrity stock.
All right, they want us to melee this.
Your suit
Yeah, that makes sense.
is restored by your heart. A momentary rest can help you.
I don't do nap time, Yinsen. Let's see how strong this suit is.
I don't do nap time. I'm a big boy.
I'm a big kid now. Yeah, so very sleepy performance. Man, I am getting shot the hell. It is actually starting to affect the health at this point. They recommend taking cover and waiting for your health to recharge at some point in the tutorial. I don't remember if they said that already or not.
Systems online. Your heart
Yeah, they did say that if you don't get hit, you get your health back.
So flamethrowers to start with as a weapon. We're
Targeting system uploaded. Can you lock on?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember the reviews saying that,
Yinsen, they're out of range. I need missiles.
System should be online now.
small variety of weapons. Yeah, go ahead.
I was about to say, I remember the reviews, like, lamenting that you don't get to fly until the last level of the game.
No,
The
that's
game's just on foot.
very funny. No, we'll be flying as soon as next mission, just to make that clear. But yeah, so the sound alike, elephant in the room, that we're going to be mostly hearing them. That I think like the total amount of cutscene in this game
I see it. Good work.
amounts to like 30 minutes.
Well, starved weapons at least $50 million worth.
All purchased on the black market. Very lucrative.
Damn it.
Look, we're going to talk over the dialogue here. It's unavoidable. We're not going to be able to like perfectly account for whatever. If you really are here just to hear like the sound alike stuff, go watch the fucking like Iron Man 2008 the movie, the game, on YouTube or whatever the fuck. So the sound alike. Why, if they have RDJ in the booth, in the studio, would they hire a sound alike? Why not just get RDJ to earn his fucking paycheck?
Very nicely.
I really should.
Money, I would assume.
No. Let's think about logistically. The cutscenes are pre-written, are kind of set in stone. Gameplay can change. You can pivot design at certain points. You can change the structure of missions. You can change the objectives in missions. You can have late-breaking ideas or scrap ideas during development. And if you're having to bring RDJ into the studio every time you decide to make a change to the game, that's just not tenable. And the dude's gonna run out of fucking patience for you mighty quick. It's just logistically, it's just like, hey, the gameplay is liable to pivot at any moment in time. We need someone who is just like a working actor who is around and available at all times for any changes we might come up with at the umpteenth minute, at the nth second of development.
We need someone who's like by the phone so we can call him up at 1 a.m. and say, "Go-kart level, come in."
Deliver directly into the phone. We'll put a suit modulation filter on it. It'll sound fine.
Cup your hand over your mouth and say these lines.
As far as how this plays, I know this isn't like how most of the game will play because this is on foot, and obviously we will be flying around at a certain point. But I don't know, plays like a bad third-person shooter. It plays fine thus far. Shooting, targeting works. Movement is speedy enough, considering we are literally like a walking tank at this point. Pause button works. That's nice. Time remaining, I have 1 minute and 9 seconds. I have to kill 7 more enemies and defeat Raza here, who I would assume is this man in the tank. Let's see how much I can do in that limited amount of time. I'm using the missiles. The missiles have cooldown, though, so I can only do so much with them so quickly. I think the fists might really be the way to go, for the most part. At least when it comes to fighting these tanks and so forth. Oh.
Gotcha. He lives, he walks, he conquers. Okay, Yinsen, I'm heading your way.
I think we got it in time. I don't know if I got all the kills I needed. So we'll see what that does.
20 guys in that tank, so I think you're fine.
What's going on?
They're coming. You have to leave now.
No, that's ridiculous. I'm coming back.
There are many stock weapons in this cave.
Yinsen!
Yeah, rip. So if you don't remember,
We lose some.
yeah, if you don't remember, Jensen is kind of like the moral compass for Tony. He's kind of the one that
Completely unfettered id.
well, he sets him on the right path. Okay, time challenge 4. I think I had 4 seconds remaining. Enemies destroyed bonus failed. So assets. That is a measure of money. That is a measure of budget that we will spend on suit upgrades. We would obviously like to have more of them rather than less of them. We'd like to have as many as possible. So, if you were so inclined, you could go back and replay missions and to do the bonus objectives and then get that fucking money.
I assume we won't.
Maybe between episodes.
Company? Is that a rhetorical question? All I know is that we're not selling weapons anymore.
How do you deal with him?
I don't. I just feed him, clothe him, and bathe him.
Now that is the voice of reason.
Actually, sir, that would be me.
He's right. You don't want to argue with Jarvis, do you?
Tony, this company makes weapons. It's your family legacy.
What?
Not Jeff Bridges.
Legacies change. People change.
I was about to say, who's
Time for a new kind of company.
who's smooth monkey Bruce Willis there?
Down we go.
Oh, he looks mad. Sure hope he doesn't end up being the baddie in this.
I always confuse Gwyneth Paltrow and Lisa Kudrow.
Sure. Yeah, sure. No, I could see it. Yeah.
Voice the neither of whom voiced the character in this game.
Yeah, no. I think her performance will be especially whoever does Gwyneth Paltrow in this. I think it's also just like the models in these FMVs are not great. Let's just be honest. 2008, still very early in this generation, all things told. But even that being said, I mean, it's full motion video. You should have like the full weight and power of whatever rendering, and they just kind of, I don't know. The other thing I noticed is that like 90% of these cutscenes take place in that one room. So not a lot of variety. Also skipping a lot of beats from the movie. Like, the press conference scene where Tony announces that he's going to stop making weapons. We're just like speeding through elements of the plot here to get to the gameplay, to get to the core of it, which, for some audience, I'm sure is preferred. They just want to get into the action, as quick as possible. But, you know, part of the appeal of Iron Man 2008, the movie, is RDJ's performance in those character moments. So I don't know. Lord giveth, Lord taketh away. First flight. With the full resources and technology of Stark Industries at your disposal, you have honed the concepts behind the original Iron Man armor into a technological marvel. Test the Mark II armor's capabilities in the skies above Stark Industries. Can do. We can invert the controls if need be.
Pepper, I gotta be running some field tests. Hold all my calls.
Are you serious about not selling weapons?
Dead serious. It'll be fireworks. We're gonna have to move across the border to sell them, but hey, you know, I love a good margarita.
Stain's really upset.
Good, because I pay him to be upset, also affronted, concerned, and appalled. Bye now.
Now, is that the sound alike?
Heart monitoring system operating.
Does this count as cutscene?
Systems ready.
All right.
I do not know.
Let's see what this suit can do.
It's hard to tell with the filters on.
Jarvis, let's start with hover.
Hover thrusters online.
That does sound different now.
Yep. All right, here we go. Now let's really get into the gameplay here. So holding L2 halfway, using the full range of the analog triggers here.
Not bad. Let's try flight.
This is going to be tricky for me.
I mean, be glad it's not 6-axis.
Yeah, small miracles.
Now that is superior tech. Why don't you set up some flight?
Johnny Beckett says, I'm pretty sure RDJ is only in the fully CGI cutscenes. They also said earlier that they miss movie tie-in games of this scale.
Yeah, where they took them seriously, but not seriously enough to actually, like, playtest them.
And they weren't free to play mobile games.
Bring the afterburners online, Jarvis.
Engage afterburners.
This suit is damn good.
I'm getting Superman 64 flashbacks. I'm getting Flying Through Rings vibes at the moment. Oh, and then as soon as I said that, someone in chat also said it. Pro Striker 92.
A lot of people depend on their jobs here. You sure you want to shut everything down?
Hey, don't put that kind of responsibility on my shoulders, all right? I'm an
Did
engineer.
I crash into the bridge or?
And I'm doing something important.
Whatever you did counted.
If you don't mind.
You're the boss.
All right.
Pepper, I know that me doing this is putting everyone else out of work, but I just want to fly around in my special suit all day.
Ooh. Let me let go of the L1 button, so I stop flying forward at full velocity and crashing into that skyscraper.
You remember in Iron Man 3 where like Elon Musk shows up and Tony Stark, she's like, "Oh hey, Elon Musk, you're genius. You're so smart. I love you."
Yeah.
You cannot convince me that Elon Musk did not pay his way into the movie.
No, of course.
Thrusters online for
I have heard otherwise. I have heard people say that they reached out to him. I don't fucking believe it.
Damn. Let me try that again.
Oh, I have to catch these missiles apparently.
Is there a sound effect missing?
Oh, for fuck's sake. If you can read chat for me, it'd be appreciated while I'm trying to nail the timing on this stupid thing.
Well, maybe for timing, because Terry Pell says much better controls than Superman 64. Grant, I guess you don't have to catch missiles in Superman 64.
Yeah, you don't have to catch anything in midair, mercifully. You just fly into things to pick them up in that game.
Shining Wing Cutie says, why does he move around the screen so much? It's disorienting.
And Snowy Aria, I also see saying how much motion sickness you're having. I'm feeling fine.
Power allocation, Jarvis. Monitor it.
Routing.
Oh, when I said the Elon Musk thing, apparently that was in 2. I could have sworn it was in 3, but maybe it was in 2.
Sir, using this weapon draws a large amount of energy from your power source. Suit integrity may be compromised.
Don't worry about me, Jarvis.
Fire Unibeam. Oh, I'm steaming mad! Oh, when I get you, I'm gonna... Ha.
System successfully tested and fully operational, sir.
Did you ever doubt Jarvis? Now let's...
Tony!
What?
Men with guns outside.
What, man? Who?
I don't know. I'm calling the police.
I mean, shouldn't
Do that.
Stark Industries be full of men with guns inside?
You would think so.
What?
Go to the conference room. Stay there until you hear from me. Jarvis, end training program. This is real.
Affirmative.
All right, let's get our first real taste of real combat in this.
Are breaking into the armory, sir.
Not for long. Who are these guys? Those markings look familiar. Marcia, that's the logo. Those guys are my clients. Pepper, you piss off Marcia recently?
What? Well, we did just cancel his $1 billion deal with them.
Yeah, so this isn't something from the movie. This is inventions for the game to have, like, gameplay, and also references to the comics. I think AIM is also involved in this, if that means anything to anyone. Any comic book readers that might potentially be watching.
They've brought AIM into... Hell, they brought AIM into the later Iron Man movies, I think.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably right. Yeah, so it certainly looks like I'm going after all these things scattered around the level right now, which requires just flying around.
Wasn't Peter Dinklage in Iron Man 3? Am I wrong on that one?
I think you're wrong on that one.
There was some movie with Peter Dinklage in it, and he was, like, from AIM.
I believe you. I don't know if this is apparent or not from the dismissive tone and the flippant way I'm referring to stuff about the MCU, but I'm not a big superhero movie fan. In fact, I would go as far as saying most of them fucking suck. I thought the first Iron Man was okay.
Like, I'm saying that because I can probably count the number of, like, Marvel MCU movies that I've actually sat through on one hand.
I'm up to 2 hands because for work I have to see a lot of them with clients, so I have kept up against my will.
Like, I saw Iron Man 1 and 3. Didn't see 2. I saw the first Avengers movie.
Wait, hold on. What if I don't press anything? Okay, well, that was disappointing.
I saw the first Thor movie, and I saw like 20 minutes of the second Thor movie before I got so bored I just walked out of the theater.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I feel like there's probably questions from chat after my controversial statements.
Yeah, in terms of not liking superhero movies, Johnny Baggett asked, do you make an exception for Dark Man?
Well, of course. Liam Neeson, the GOAT, king of piss in his pants, his finest performance. Can't think of any movies that he's been more acclaimed for his performances in than Dark Man.
Aerial troop transports incoming.
Oh, for the love of... What now?
Any other people anyone mad that I don't like superhero movies? I don't know, probably not.
No.
Well, that's good, at least. It's good that we've cultivated an audience that's willing to put up my curmudgeonly ways. I see Battletech 09 asking, what about the Dark Knight trilogy? Thought that Batman Begins was okay. Dark Knight fucking ruined movies forever. And then Dark Knight Returns. Yeah. Benefit of hindsight, that one of the worst things to ever happen in all of culture.
I enjoyed watching it, although I felt like it went on a bit too long. And I think I saw the first one. I definitely did not see the one of Bane.
Oh, nobody knew who I was till they saw the movie. Thank you, everyone. I'll be here all week. That's my Bane impression.
Shining Wing Cutie says Iron Man 3 has AIM, but no Peter Dinklage. What? Peter Dinklage is in one of the MCU movies, right?
I will take your word for it. It's, again, I don't fucking know. Anyway, gameplay notes. Not loving this. Okay, that, just having to fly up, definitely, like, I'm starting to feel some of the beginnings of motion sickness. When you look up into the sky and the camera struggles to orient itself like this, it struggles to figure out, like, what direction you actually want to go, and so the camera becomes a flippy mess. That's rough. Also,
Dropships destroyed some.
this level sets the precedent for the rest of the game in terms of the scope of the levels. This is ostensibly a large open level.
Ship launch detected near Hangar 3, sir.
Hey, have they paid for that?
Unknown, sir. It's arming weapon systems. Suggest immediate action.
Damn, that's my baby. And she doesn't mess around.
Still weird for Tony to call it, like, to still refer to it as his baby when he's completely disavowed his entire weapons program by this point. But whatever. Let's go kill our baby, I guess.
Oh, he was in Thor. Peter Dinklage was in Thor: The Dark World. The one that I walked out of.
Oh, that'll do it. Really made an impression on you, clearly. Okay, now this is an exciting fight. I guess I don't know how you would really do a boss fight with this control schema, with levels on this scale. I guess I don't know where they're going to really be able to go from here. Yeah, like, they can run away and I can just, like, pursue them. Maybe they can outrun me a little bit, but ultimately, like, they'll have to stop somewhere. Ostensibly. Taking turns is a little rough.
Drones are dispersing and attacking civilian targets, sir.
Damn it. I can't stop both of them at once.
Well, these are clearly optional, but, you know, I think Iron Man would try to minimize civilian casualties, probably, right?
Yeah.
Is that on the...
I'm sorry, I was looking up that thing from the movies led me to a picture of MODOK in the
Oh, yeah.
cinematic universe movies. He looks like a fucking villain from Spy Kids or something.
Hey, did they spawn one of my targets inside of this building where I can't get to it?
Maybe.
Yeah, they sure as fuck did. Well, I guess I can't complete the optional objective. I guess I just can't do that.
Optional, so.
Cool.
Did it vanish?
Yeah, maybe it despawned. Maybe it blew up. Who's to say? I guess we'll see when we make it to the.
Launched a drone, sir.
This is gonna keep spawning these things, isn't it?
Oh, Dinklage was also in one of the X-Men movies. That might be.
Oh yeah, okay, that I vaguely remember, even though I haven't seen any of those X-Men movies in
that's-
years.
That would make sense. That's why I got confused, considering it is a Marvel thing. It's just not in the same continuity.
You know, this level is okay as far as, like, how populated it is. I mean, there's no one on the street, which is definitely a problem. Definitely, like, takes away from the illusion.
But it's smart of them to stay indoors right now.
Yeah, I would say so. But, like, no cars on the street. Very minimum, like, very sparsely decorated, let's say. But, you know, there's enough skyscrapers to give the illusion of...
No civilian casualties.
Did I say open world? I did not mean to say open world. I see Johnny Baghead correcting. This isn't really open world. If I said open world, that was a mistake. It is not open world.
Pepper?
It is open areas. It is open air.
You okay? Pepper? Pepper!
Time challenge, failed. Enemies destroyed, failed. I thought I destroyed a lot of enemies.
You destroyed no enemies, apparently.
Apparently. But hey, at least we can...
friends, and you killed them all.
At least we completed the bonus objective. So that's nice. Ooh, new tech available. We can finally start to invest. Grappling SAMs and howitzers is an efficient way to take out other enemies. Sure.
Where have you been?
Weekly steam shower with HR Pepper. You alright?
Armed men attacking this building while you're off.
You're making me nervous.
We're bringing in contractors, Tony. Private military. Anybody. As many soldiers as we can get.
No. Simple logic. We're gonna destroy our inventory.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Listen. They attacked us because they wanted the inventory stored here, so it's obvious.
Hey, you know what?
No more attacks.
No, absolutely not.
This Jeff Bridges actor is way more enthusiastic and energetic than fucking Robert Downey Jr. is here.
I have a feeling
Pepper.
they maybe not have been doing this in the same booth.
Cave now. I know what I have to do.
I don't understand.
My
Didn't have the opportunity to bounce off of each other's energy.
countless lives ruined by my inventions. I have to destroy them.
You can't do this alone. It's too much.
I don't have a choice.
That is not a flattering character model. I'm sorry. They did you dirty, Gwyneth.
Yeah.
Look, I have to go on a business trip.
What trip? There's nothing on your schedule.
Can you turn down the RGB on your chest a little? It's a little distracting.
That little wink. What a minx. Yeah, so that's his performances like that, scenes like that made me say that he phoned this performance in. And yeah, not being in a booth definitely doesn't help matters. But man, the game like this, with cutscenes like this, with a plot like this, with superhero shit, you want people to be chewing the scenery at all times. And that Jeff Bridges impersonator is doing their job, is getting paid for their work. And Johnny Backhead mentioning that, like I said earlier, I've heard devs say that bad voice direction can ruin even the best actors. And yeah, I would imagine that there probably wasn't much direction going on in the booth, that no one wanted to direct RDJ, that he's a very intimidating person to work with, and he's kind of just like, let me do my fucking thing. I can easily see that being the case. But, then you hear the story about, like Chris telling us that, he was very passionate about the project. And I have to wonder how far that really extends. I mean, it's a good story. It sounds nice. And I'm sure he, had some input on, line reads. He said, this shit's clunky. Let's tighten this up. Or this isn't in character. Or I'd rather say this. I'm sure there's some extent, some tweaking like that. But that doesn't always guarantee that the performances match the tone of the scene. Especially if he doesn't have, the visuals to work off of. Or people to bounce off of, whatever the case may be. Or someone who is, unafraid to confront him on decisions and performances.
I think if he was recording, right next to fake Jeff Bridges and heard the tone he was going for, he would have been like, oh, that's what we're going with. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you would hope so. You would assume so. Yeah, let's jump into this next mission. I'm going to say straight away, this is me being honest. This is maybe not the easiest game to talk over in terms of the structure, in terms of this laugh out loud moments and stuff. So I think we're really gonna have to put on our criticism caps for this one, and I'm gonna have to really do high level game criticism to say why this isn't working. So apologies in advance for the tangents I will undoubtedly go off on as I try to articulate my thoughts around why this doesn't work. Battleting09 just redeemed a Say Something Nice. This suit configuration screen is a novel concept. Having upgrades. This technology cannot be advanced further. This technology cannot be advanced further. This technology can't be advanced further. This one can't advance it further. I can upgrade this. So you see, with every upgrade you get a selection of different balancing things. So our first level ones here are just the bare bones basics, but as we get into these upgraded ones, they certainly stack the statistics in certain ways. This one obviously prioritizing balance, and this one prioritizing the penetration resistance. I think I'm just gonna go for mostly balanced and see if I need to tweak in any given direction.
So you're getting funds for this, right? That's your in the upper right. So that's who is funding you now that you've gotten out of the weapons making business? Who is just
doing those bonus objectives? I don't know. Someone
who's paying you for that.
Yeah. Maybe he's just dipping into the coffers. Maybe it's just how much money Tony's able to embezzle at a moment in time at a given juncture.
Or maybe he set up a GoFundMe.
I mean, how does Bruce Wayne, how does Wayne Enterprises, how does he allocate budget for Batman specifically, Makes you think.
Yeah, I mean, but Bruce Wayne still has something going, theoretically.
Well, so does Stark Industries. They get out of weapon development, they start doing other tech development.
Did they ever explain what that is?
I'm sure they do. I am absolutely sure they do. I just couldn't tell you what it is offhand.
Here's the other thing. I have no idea what, Bruce Wayne's business is, either.
Infrastructure. Research and development.
So, this is it?
Sure.
Yes, sir. Location confirmed. The men who attacked Stark Industries fled here. Scans indicate that this is a weapons storage facility.
Cool. Can't wait to blow it into 1,000,000 pieces. Let's find those weapons.
There they are. Found weapons. Finally in the red and yellow.
looking
Whoa!
Ooh.
shipment, storage, anything like that.
Oh, my legs. Broke my legs. The rest of them.
It's,
The rest of them. You mean the other one? All right. So here we are. Getting attacked by multiple enemies at once now. This feels more like the regular flow of gameplay. You know, how much we decide to destroy here is governed by how
cache destroyed.
committed we are to the objectives and side objectives.
Think I could handle these guys, Jarvis?
I was thinking, what am I being reminded of, like, right now looking at this? And I was like, oh yeah, Armored Core. Like, not functionally. It's just, like, the landscape that you're in. And they're like, I'm just gonna hover here and just pick off all these little targets.
Yeah, which isn't the most exciting. I mean, granted, I know that in time we will actually have to like actively dodge projectiles and be like more privy and aware of like our surroundings and our flanks and so forth.
Granted, I didn't mean when I said that, I didn't mean that in a negative way.
No, sure. No, I know what you meant. I'm just saying that, you know, in terms of this game will only get like more complicated in time. We'll like add more layers to it. You would assume, you would hope.
Yeah. Yes, one would hope.
Can I shoot while flying? Yes.
Surely you're gonna have to fight someone else in a similar suit at some point.
Oh, undoubtedly. I mean, that's kind of like the climax of the movie, isn't it?
Oh, now that is an expensive.
Probably. I don't remember it. I did see it. I don't remember it.
This game really does become like a fly towards the marker type game at a certain point.
In the vicinity.
It becomes an Ace Combat.
By the time they realize I'm here, I'll be long gone.
Which is to say, like, you know, I'm kind of just like, my eyes are just focusing on the rings. I'm really not taking in much of the environment right now. Like, I would have to like disengage my brain from the shooting I'm doing to really like pay attention to the surroundings.
I feel like they're not giving you much to like gawk at in the surroundings though. Like,
yeah,
you're in Bloom Desert right now.
Yeah, I suppose there really ain't much, and it is pretty sparsely populated. But you know,
which I can probably attribute somewhat to early 7th gen.
I will also say, like, the thing that fucks with me, and this is what I mean by like I'm gonna go on a tangent here, trying to articulate like this thought I'm currently having, which is here we are up in the air. You know, all these buildings and stuff are kind of just like set dressing, right? Like, you know, they're functionally there, but like, you know, they don't really have interiors, as it were, in a game of this scale. Like in a flight sim. Yeah, that's the thing though. Like in a flight simulator type game where you're up in the air all the time, you know, you never deign to land and go inside a building, but that's absolutely something you can do in this game. And then you get inside, and this doesn't look like anything. Why would they build a building here? Why would they stash weapons there? And so it's the weird thing where I can be on foot and play like a third-person shooter, but like the scale feels completely off. Then I get up in the air and it starts to make at least a little more sense. Like it's just the alternating between those two styles of gameplay on the fly, and the game is absolutely not built with this in mind. It's built with the aerial stuff in mind. So when you get on the ground, there is just something about this transition that is like weirdly jarring in a way that I can't fully articulate at this point. Maybe something will come to me.
You know what? A way they could have mixed being on the ground and flying through the air to make a really cool video game is if they just made this to be exactly like Sin and Punishment.
Just made it a rail shooter?
Yeah. But you ever play Sin and Punishment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, imagine that, but you're Iron Man. Like, that just works.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get away with having a rail shooter for a licensed game like this. They dismiss that genre out of pocket, and wrongfully so. You can do a lot with that, but...
Yeah, I'm just saying, now that I think about it, I think, like, an Iron Man game that is just Sin and Punishment would actually rule. Which is to say, more Sin and Punishment would rule.
Yeah, no, absolutely, but that's not the direction they went with. And, you know, I can appreciate what they were trying to do here, to be clear. Like, Yeah, like if you want to like.
I was about to say, Chad is pretty united in hating this camera.
Well, weirdly, I'm completely fine with it. I mean,
you know what? Weirdly enough, I'm not feeling motion sick either just watching it myself, and I get kind of motion sick at games sometimes. I can see why you would.
The camera is definitely jumpy in its transitions from different like perspectives to one another. There's definitely like when I switch from this shooting mode to fly mode, and the camera has to recenter, then I get out of that mode and just like zoom back in. Like almost like the ADS when I start shooting again. Like, yeah, all those moves are very not smooth.
What you're doing right now, like this trying to make it worse thing is making it worse.
I mean, that's not even me trying to make it worse. That's me just trying to survive. Like, that is like part of the normal gameplay loop. There is me just trying to like position myself to dodge like incoming fire, like these missiles and stuff, to elevate myself to the right level where I can like actually keep stuff in camera.
Diamondback, it says not motion sick, but the camera having such a hard time staying locked to start looks terrible. I'm gonna bounce off of what you said there, and you know, you might already agree with me, Johnny, but I think that was entirely intentional. Was to have the camera seem like it's out of control, to make it seem like your flight is like way more wild and fast than it is.
Sure.
So you have the camera sort of like barely keep up and like swing around a lot.
All right, I should be dead.
Yes, sir.
I've been given a second chance, and look, I'm using it to kick some ass.
Do not understand ass-kicking reference, sir.
Remind me to give you some kind of personality, Jarvis.
Yeah, remind me to get you some kind of personality, Jarvis, delivered in the most like deadened, tired, 17th hour straight in the booth. One thing I will say for this, one thing I didn't think I was going to like, or I thought I was going to struggle with, is the L2 button. Is the holding it down, depressing it all the way to ascend, and holding it halfway to hover. I kind of like that. That kind of works for me. Like, in terms of all these controls. Like, I can't think of a better system than that. You know, letting go of it to descend, obviously, because you need that other degree of movement. But, yeah, it's making me practice a skill I'm not usually used to. Like, having to be so granular with the analog sticks, you know? Example being, like... not analog sticks, I mean the analog buttons, the L2, R2.
Yeah. There's, you don't have a PlayStation 5, right?
I have a PlayStation 5 controller.
Yeah, I know that, but you don't have a PlayStation 5.
No.
So I've been playing a little bit of, like, the new Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, I think it's called. And there are weapons in there that have like two different functionalities based on, are you half pressing the trigger or are you whole pressing the trigger? Like the shotgun, like you can do like a normal shot if you half press it, but if you like pull it in all the way, then you fire like with all barrels at once. And on PlayStation 5, it does the thing where it has the what's it call it? The resistance on those triggers, so it actually kind of stops halfway and then goes in all the way with more force. I have a feeling you might like that.
Sell these guys weapons. They must be working with them. Okay, now I'm sure.
Unit has heavy armor and multiple...
Oh, well, that just came out. That just happened.
Exposed weaponry.
Finally,
Okay, this is...
challenge.
If that was like maybe a mile longer, then we'd be getting into Ace Combat territory. Anyway, I was about to say that you might like that because it is something that like gives you some resistance towards, accidentally doing it all the way, while still giving you that kind of granularity to like,
Yeah. Or my classic example I was going to say was just like Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, where you can hold people up by like only slightly depressing the trigger, where you can like bring the gun up, then like the shoot requires like fully depressing the trigger.
Now the thing is with the PS5 controller, is for most games that have that system, I fucking hate it. And it's not so much the half press thing, it's the way that it stops you from going full press, that you have to do that extra force. Because I know you've talked about before, like, accidentally pressing in sticks.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
All the time, and that kind of stuff. I generally don't have that problem with being able to, like, meter out how much force I'm putting into it. So I really don't like the fact that the PS5, like, forces you to put more, well, force into it.
Let me get 5 more kills.
It seems like that's really, really, really how they want you to play Ration Clang, so I have to turn it on.
Is there anyone for me to kill around here? Anyone? Pop your heads out. Show up on the radar. Do something. I'm getting rammed with missiles right now. Can I dodge these? I'm doing barrel rolls.
Ron Bronwyn said, "Oh God, it's a Garfield impression." So let's pay attention to fake RDJ next time he says something.
Duly noted. Yeah, so I'm not loving this. I'm not loving how tight the bonus objectives are as far as like kill every enemy, which I thought I was doing. You know, that they want me to kill 100 enemies. I would love to find where those... They should give you more enemies than you need for the objective, right? So that you can afford to skip a few, or that you don't have to spend the last, like, minutes of the level just searching around for any stragglers, like I'm having to do right now, especially when the levels are a little larger, when they're trying for this sort of scale thing, and it takes like a minute to travel across the map, because it makes getting the timed objectives fucking impossible. Like, there's absolutely no way in hell, like, I could complete this level in the 8 minutes they wanted me to do it in. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to fucking get all the objectives here. I think I'm just going to have to give up on that, because I can't find any other enemies. So I'm going to be 5 short, and here we are looking at, like, the boss of the level. Presumably, as soon as I blow this guy up, it's done.
No, then, like, 4 guys are going to crawl out of the thing, and you're going to be like... Kill them too. Oh, there was a guy.
Oh.
US
well.
military aircraft incoming, sir.
What are my options?
Payloads are Stark Sparrow missiles.
The irony kills me.
Only options are to engage or surrender, sir.
Surrender? Are you kidding?
Charlie 2-0, come back.
Okay, no, there is more level, thank God.
Charlie 2-0, coming.
So I can get those last 3 kills.
You did not read.
Video Game King asks, does the body part base damage affect gameplay anyway? I notice a pop-up every now and then showing damage to Iron Man's left thigh.
Doing, Tony.
I'll explain everything. Just, don't shoot me, alright?
Sir, suggest engaging incoming aircraft.
What are you, nuts? I can't just shoot at American pilots. This is nuts. Jarvis, I'm gonna grab him.
I cannot condone that decision, sir.
Yeah. Alright, so don't shoot the army, just grab them.
Well, it says destroy or disable, so...
Yeah, but I need the money. Okay, cool. How the hell am I supposed to grab them? Also, people are mentioning that I Am Headful deserves credit for pointing it out. What did they point out?
That, fake RDJ sounds kind of like Garfield.
Okay. Alright, how the hell am I gonna do this?
The circle button, right?
There we go.
There you go. Okay, well, probably did.
Well, they ejected, you would assume.
Where's the eject switch?
Did that count as a... Okay, enemies destroyed, perfect. So I will just barely, by the skin of my teeth, get the completion for that.
I mean, it's destroy all enemies, right?
Yeah, but I was worried that I may have missed someone.
It's not necessarily by the skin of your teeth, it's more doing the exact thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah, but like I said, there should be more enemies. There should be an abundance of enemies versus having exactly 100 enemies.
Well, then you'd have to kill more enemies if it's kill all enemies. What you just want is an enemy destruction objective that is not all enemies.
Yeah, I want it to be like, just destroy like most of them so that you can afford to like... This jet is rough. Someone in chat mentioned the jet was rough. I can confirm, the jet looks rough. Oh god, okay, last one. Fuck's sake. Alright, let's play chicken. Try to predict a flight path for this thing.
I think if you chase it like this, you're more likely to miss it.
Well, it's way faster than I am, so I'm just keeping it like in my sights effectively. That said...
Fuck this, I'm out of here.
You know, from this distance, all I can really see is the yellow square, so I can't... Fuck's sake! Like, I can't even, like, see the jet from a distance. I can't really gauge how far away it is, because all I see is this yellow square that's kind of just hovering. Ah, thank God.
Swim!
Where are the pilots?
They're gone, sir.
Did he say he didn't know how to swim? We're in the desert. What?
What's your blood alcohol level, Tony? What in the hell are you doing?
1.
Already referencing Tony Stark's alcoholism. Very prescient.
Stroll out of my airspace now.
Oh, they did that earlier.
On my way out.
Wait, what? Defeat U.S. fighters without harming the pilots? What did you want me to fucking do? What did you want me to do? You said grab them? How else was I supposed to disable them? Excuse me? Fucking excuse me? What was I didn't shoot them. I pulled the pilots out and threw them. I ejected them from the things. Was I supposed to toss the jets into the sky where they're co-pilots? I had to fucking worry about here? What the fuck?
He's destroyed.
Bullshit. There's some new tech available. No one's redeemed a drink up, but I'm gonna fucking drink up after that. Wasted so much fucking time doing things. I should have shot them. I should have just killed them dead. Who gives a shit?
Tony?
You shouldn't be in here.
And you shouldn't be off risking your life.
And how do you know what I've been doing?
Because you're wearing a fucking Iron Man suit, you doofus.
You're gonna get yourself killed. Please stop it.
Okay, I promise. I'll stop. I'll put my head in the sand, stick out my ass, and not think about what's going on around us.
Come on, Tony.
You believed in me before. What's changed? I'm finally doing something worthwhile. I don't know what else to do.
Shooting missiles at people.
Tony, what in the hell were you doing out there?
Hey, Rhodey. Not now, okay? Let's not get into all that stuff. You know, the planes, the missiles, the dogfight.
Great motion acting, great face performance, great. They really mapped all the nuances of the human face during
I'm not
this.
the problem here. It's the Magia. They're the ones supplying criminals with weapons.
No, the problem, Tony, is you're fighting a war and you're not a soldier.
You're damn right I'm not. I'm an army. And I don't care how rich Magia made me. I'm gonna bury him.
You said you had something for us, sir?
It's beautiful. Art. I'll send the rest of it to the labs. I want you to get started on it right away.
I had to go check something during that cutscene. Johnny says Tony has a Segway. Nice. Laboring Leon says my favorite Segway fact is that the CEO died using a Segway. So I went to go double check, and yes, the CEO of the Segway
drove off a cliff, is what I always heard.
Yeah, he reversed the Segway to try and move backwards and fell off a cliff into a river.
That's how I want to go out. That's how I want to go. The Magia's private military facilities host 4 factories used to create weapons derived from Stark technology. Destroy these factories and shut down the Magia's weapons production. Destroy 75 enemies, and fuck whatever bonus objectives they try to saddle us with. What can we upgrade?
Do you think it's the destiny of everyone who invents a mode of transportation to die by their means of transportation?
God willing, because I want whoever created those like electric scooters that are littering the cities. I sure hope they die in a related accident to that. Power systems. You sure want to upgrade this system? Yeah, sure. Why not? Damage to energy. Energy converters provide additional power under fire, but do not mitigate damage.
That means Elon Musk is going to die by a Cybertruck.
Oh, God willing. The microfusion power system offers improved and highly efficient power output. The additional power yield is also evident in the damage potential of the Unibeam. Well, I haven't used the Unibeam at all, and I don't fucking intend to. So I guess I'm doing this one. Yeah, don't mind if I do drink up.
Video Game King says Elon Musk dies in a Cybertruck-related accident at 0 miles per hour.
Dies in a car wash.
Do you think Elon Musk is actually dumb enough to get into a Cybertruck himself?
No. I mean, yes, he's dumb enough, but he knows full well what he's created. He's just smart enough to know.
So, Rudy, you gonna be my wingman?
Everything's always a joke with you.
Who whizzed in your cornflakes, buddy?
Listen, the Magia headquarters...
Who whizzed in your cornflakes, buddy?
Cripple the factories.
Couldn't say pissed?
I'm on it.
And who's holding down the company fort while you're out there?
Who did a #2 in your Rice Krispies?
I'm the idea guy. I let suits like Stain handle the day-to-day.
Oh, I like how your gameplay HUD was in that view.
Yeah, that's what Iron Man would see, right? That's an accurate representation of his heads-up display from the movie.
I just like the idea that your gameplay HUD is supposed to be like his actual HUD that he sees.
Exactly, that's what I'm... And, you know, it's not like, you know, there's a movie that you could watch that shows what the heads-up display looks like inside the visor.
Other options, Jarvis?
The command center is heavily...
I have a feeling that if you use, like, the... Now, it's been a while since I've seen the movie. But I have a feeling that if you use the actual, like, HUD from in the movie for a video game, just unplayable.
Yeah, probably. It is a lot of, like, moving windows and elements and stuff that would be, like, impossible to parse.
Yeah.
As an actual, like, player.
Initiating lockdown.
That's it. No more toys for Magia.
I just think it's kind of cute, I guess, that when they cut to him in first person in the suit, it is your gameplay HUD.
Yeah, no, it's a fine touch.
Command center, you can lock down the factories.
Come on, why would they kill him?
Tony,
Cool Stuff says, you think he has Google Glass?
down the factories. This isn't a game.
Man, remember that?
I sure do. People really thought that shit was going to catch on. There was really a minute where people were hyped for that until they remembered, oh, it's a Google product, which means that it has a shelf life of exactly like a year.
Remaining.
And of course.
And it was like just a huge privacy. What's the word I'm looking for?
Breach of privacy. Yeah.
Breach of privacy.
Well, that's always going to be the case. I mean, smartphones are a fucking breach of privacy. Or a privacy boondoggle that we kind of have just accepted at this point. That is just standard operating procedure.
That's true, but like the difference between like that and Google Glasses is if someone wants to record you with their phone, they pick up their phone and they kind of aim it at you. If someone wants to record you with Google Glasses, they need to be wearing glasses.
Yeah, but the Google Glasses were fairly obvious for the most part.
Yeah.
They were very bulky.
And they provide...
I think I remember hearing like bars like banning Google Glasses back when they were, you know, being adapted.
Yeah, as if it was going to be an actual problem, as if it was going to be like some like long running issue they were going to have to deal with for eternity.
It probably happened like once at any one of these given bars, and they were like, nope, no, thank you. I have a feeling, like, I kind of have, like, a semi... What's the word I'm looking for? Similar feeling with that humane AI pin, but in that case, like, you have to, like, say very loudly at the pin, like,
camera turn on.
Yeah.
Suggest avoiding central sight, sir. Defenses are well.
Oh no, it doesn't even have. Well, no, that's the thing though that they advertise on is it doesn't have any wake words because it doesn't do anything. It's not listening, so you have to grab it on your chest.
You could have stopped it as it doesn't do anything. Yeah. It's... Now this level, I gotta say, by the way, you know, not to distract from, you know, the tangent we're off, which is probably infinitely more interesting, but this is supposed to be like a populated city or like, you know, like some
countryside.
Yeah, but you know, what does that amount to in this game? Just 90% like just terrain, dust, some grass.
Area lightly defended, sir.
Shouldn't be a problem for my repulsors.
Let's touch down on the ground. Let's just see what it's like. Let's see what the scale is like on these buildings.
Normal-ish.
Yeah.
Definitely some small houses, but like, you know, the windows are the right size.
Wow, they should just make the tanks out of this whatever material this dumpster's made out of. Shit. Or these concrete blocks.
Vibranium dumpsters.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah, so I guess that's something that's becoming very apparent now. Is no destruction physics on any of this stuff. All this is just completely static.
Because you're a good guy, you're not going to destroy these, like, people's houses.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Very good. Yeah, there's ice physics on the ground at all times.
You're wearing soaps.
the latest in cutting-edge technology.
Factory initiating lockdown. All factories now secured. Gunship support incoming, sir.
Not even these trees.
I have decoded the Margia command frequency, sir. Shall I relay a feed to you?
Do it.
Factories are coming online, sir. Vehicles are being prepped for battle.
Destroy the facility when the vehicles are clear.
Sir?
You got a hearing problem? Don't worry, we can always get more volunteers, eh?
This guy's nuts. He's gonna kill those civilians to cover his ass.
Fighting the mob?
Would you?
Yeah, I'm thinking we scrap this mechanical guy over here. You know, I don't know. Workshop it. There's some character bit here about the Italians dealing with like futuristic, with like 1920s, like I'm making an offer you can't refuse type gangsters dealing with like futuristic technology.
Stirred up the hornet's nest. Go for the factories now.
The Maggia crime family. So maybe this is somewhere in Italy? Is maybe the implication?
Hey, I would believe it. Oh, hey, there's some destruction.
Yeah, but only because it's prescripted, because it's preordained to... Now wait, hold on. What is the actual objective? Destroy all the factories and reinforcements. We have 53 seconds left to do this, so that's not fucking happening.
I mean, I think if you're a Calvinist, then any building that gets destroyed was preordained to be destroyed.
Alright, so they're trying to destroy that. I'm assuming that's one of the civilian warehouses that is in danger, that is at risk. There's the green marks on the radar.
Warehouses that is storing civilians.
You got shelves and shelves of civilians in here.
Destroyed.
Tony.
I'm doing my best, Rhodey. It's chaos down here.
So they destroyed one of the warehouses. I couldn't tell you which one because, you know, level's like 20 miles wide, and I can only travel so fast through it. And there's no, like, indicator as to which ones are under attack and which ones aren't. So it's basically just trial and error or just a total fucking crapshoot. You know, the radar only zooms out so far, too. As far as I'm aware, there's no way to, like,
Destroyed.
Damn it!
I'm sending my men in.
You know there's no time. I can do this.
We clearly can't do this. Because we lack the technology, which is ironic. Because we're playing as Iron Man. We're playing as Tony Stark. But he lacks the means to develop an effective radar system.
Dropships incoming, sir.
Tony, I I've got info on this Maggia guy.
Okay, lay it on.
His name's Mark Scarlatti. Says he's a former engineer at Stark Industries. Mimetic molecules, synthetic muscles. Now he's with Maggia.
Scarlatti. Okay, that means we're fighting Stark. Tag stolen and pushed to Maggia. At least I'll know where to look for the kill switch.
There's a tall cup of water. Speaking of a tall cup, I should finish this.
Within range.
Yeah, I see him. Patch me through.
Oh, look at this guy.
So bored.
Crisis.
Sorry. Yeah, I was supposed to say, excuse me, Crisis is that away.
Contact established.
Who is this?
Good to see you.
Hey, Whiplash.
Wait a second. Tony Stark!
Got a new resume? Maybe we could give you a second chance.
You son of a bitch! My work helped make you rich! You should have never fired me!
You were stealing pens!
Was that a quip, or was that the...
Scarlatti didn't have a comeback for that. Like, yeah, you got me. I was stealing those pens.
Very funny, Stark.
Oh wait, now you are fighting a suited man, and oh boy, this looks kind of awkward.
You know, you're not very discerning with your clients, Scarlatti.
We don't judge our clients. It's not good for business.
This is...
This is.
Yeah, well, I'm not much into genocide, Scarlatti.
I mean, he's outrunning me.
This feels like you and a friend fucking around in Second Life.
I don't know what you're getting into.
Teach me how.
It feels like playing tag on this in the schoolyard. I almost just want to let him cook.
In your own grave, Stark!
Don't worry, you're in my will.
All right.
Also, no music. This is definitely.
Yeah, who needs it?
It's nothing!
No worries, I'm just getting started.
Wait, how many enemies have I killed? You know what? Leave him be. Let's see what I... Maybe he'll figure something out.
He doesn't seem to be a huge... Can he even fly?
Is that... no. Doesn't appear that he can.
Yeah, I guess he just has a really long whip.
Not long enough. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill everyone around him so I can get my fucking bonus objective.
Is he bad? No, he can't be, right?
No, he is. It's a Maggia soldier.
No. And what's he just doing? Why? It's like
I know. I want to mix it up. I want to use the melee button.
No, I mean, like, he's like, listen, ain't got nothing against you, Mr. Stark. It's just a paycheck, you know, but...
I mean, that's a joke from the third movie. I mean, that's literally a joke from Iron Man 3, if I remember correctly. He's just like, I don't like these guys at all. Just... I think there's an enemy trapped inside this building. Which means that I can't get the objective, because...
Can you blow it up?
This is a load of barnacles.
Missile it. Triangle button.
Yeah, no. Wait, hold on. I do have this one other attack that I never use. And that's why I never use it. Maybe the diamonds aren't enemies. Maybe the circles are enemies.
Maybe. Yeah, pick them up. There's a button for that, right? There you go.
Did I not mash it quick enough?
Maybe not. That's better.
Not the best sound design I've heard. All right, let's fly around. Let's look for more enemies.
I really like that it seems like they ran on music. I mean, technically, you are in a boss fight right now.
Yeah.
Also, the enemies have given up. The enemies do not.
I wonder if their AI just straight up turns off during the boss fight.
Wait, while you're right here, while you're right next to him, use your fucking hype beam on him. Point blank.
All right, hope you're happy.
I am.
Very good.
All right. Who else? Who else here thinks they can just give up?
All right, who's surrendering? I promise you, I'll take you in quietly. But quietly, I mean, there's no audio happening right now, so I'm gonna kill you horribly. It's gonna hurt. Oh, this one's actually shooting at us. Well, for that sin. Oh, I tried to do the unilaser, but they interrupted my... And they paid dearly. Oh my god, there's still 6 more enemies I have to fucking find here.
Video Game King says, is this an emulation error the lever can advance because the script didn't load? No, we're just not fighting the boss. We've chosen to just go do other things.
Yeah, we've deviated from what they intended for a player to do, and there's no contingency for it. Would be my best guess.
Oh, now it's an open world game.
Oh yeah, it's the most boring open world in the world. But I'm just looking for any signs of life here.
How many do you have left to kill, according to you?
6.
Okay.
I'll give up on it.
What if once you kill Whiplash, like more people come out? Like
that's gotta be it. Yeah.
Like the U.S. military sends even more people, and you're like, okay, don't kill these ones.
All right, how you doing, Scarlatti?
But get through this wall eventually. If only there was some sort of wooden contraption that you could pull open to make a hole appear.
I'm drinking. Spilled a little.
I'm the north-going Zach, and I only go north.
Oh!
Whoa! Video games.
Can I melee him? Can I grab him? Please say yes. No. All right, fuck it.
How much input do you think Robert Downey Jr. had on this boss fight?
This is all him. He programmed it.
Man, you're a hell of a pilot, Tony.
Brody, you know I'm allergic to brass.
So what now?
I'm gonna finish what I've started.
Except for those 5 enemies I missed.
God damn it. How's the new tech available? Well, it's good. It's good that we found something in this game.
Your company is under siege, so is mine. Groups like the Magia are becoming a serious problem. They want what you and I have.
What about the billionaire brat?
Don't worry about him. He's ready to retire. He's entering the philanthropic phase of his life. A merger would be a smart move. For both of us, we'd be stronger, more profitable, and safe from outside influence.
It is an extraordinary...
Aliens.
I think so. Tell me you'll give it some thought.
Are you kidding?
Is there a filter on the screen here? Is there fake film grain?
I don't see any.
It was when it was zoomed in. I could tell like against his base shoot. And cut.
That's correct.
Why did they have a quota they needed to fill? Did they need like a minimum amount of... And Johnny Backhead in the chat saying, what's that weird filter on this guy's suit? I fucking told you.
Yeah. I mean, I just said I didn't see it. It could be Discord for me.
Entirely possible. This level should only take 4 minutes and 30 seconds to beat.
Honestly, during that scene, I was paying more attention to the fact that he was just like fingering that little tiny sword.
Magia saw fit to attack Stark Industries. It is time to return the favor. Alright, upgrades available for the repulsors. Can't afford them. We cannot afford the upgrade because we do not have the funds for it. And I cannot advance any of the other fields here.
I'm going to grab a new drink, so I'll be right back.
By all means, I will. I'll just get this level started. Yeah, God willing. They really want me to grapple those SAMs and howitzers, but why would I do that when I have guns of my own?
Okay, Rhodey, we're coming up on the mother load here. I made a mint on Maggia before we canceled the contract, so they probably have more weapons than most countries. Welcome to the home of the Nefaria family.
From what I can tell, looks like pretty nice digs.
Yeah, they do know how to throw a good party.
Should have known.
What?
Structure heavily defended, sir.
Should have known?
Avoidance.
Come on, Jarvis, don't you trust me? I always did like this place. Or maybe it was the company.
What is the quips here? Just don't land. They don't give them the room or the space to land, so that doesn't help, but...
Long range.
Okay, any logical targets?
There are no logical strategic targets within range, sir.
What is there then, Jarvis?
4 local population centers are within range.
Rudy, you better start evacuating people. Now, Jarvis, find a way to get Maggia on the line.
Or we're gonna negotiate for the safety of...
What are you doing?
Oh, who is this?
First our stockpiles, then our factories, now our home? You're ruining us. I won't protect you anymore.
Whitney?
Don't force.
Jarvis, call the Mafia.
She never was much of a talker.
Put me in touch with the
their
Dawn.
manager.
Yeah. Johnny Baggett pointing out that even the pre-rendered in-engine intro has Z fighting and shadow clipping. Yeah, because they captured like in-game footage or used just like in-game animations and models. They used like their world models in their cutscene rather than having like, you know, specific ones that they used for the cutscenes, which is fine. The fidelity on these is fine. And again, like the actual game does look better in motion than any of the FMVs, which, you know, would beg the question for some people, why not just do everything in engine? Why have FMVs in the first place? And usually it's because there's like, you know, camera moves or geometry that has to load like pretty rapidly, or, you know, something they just don't want to keep in like the texture cache or in VRAM or whatever. So there's usually like practical reasons for that stuff.
In my mind, like the 7th generation was kind of held together by duct tape.
Detected.
Not much time.
Like especially the PlayStation.
It just picked up a missile launch. Those Stark weapons?
Yes.
Oh, great, I fucked up.
You could grab it, right? No?
Let's find out.
That feels like a Iron Man thing to do.
It's just... Wait, what?
Nope, gone.
I felt like I couldn't do anything about that. I felt like I couldn't attack the silo. I couldn't, like, damage that in time. Well, now it's blown up.
Oh, they'll never do that again.
Are there more missile silos to worry about?
Prometheus missile impact detected, sir.
How many people, Rudy?
No way to tell.
I said, how many?
You did your best. Now keep going.
You did your best, and that's all that matters. You can't make an omelet without a few thousand
civilian casualties. Yeah. You know, wouldn't that be like, you know, major news? Wouldn't that be like a huge incident if that missile was allowed to? I mean,
I feel like every level of this game should be a huge news story.
International incident, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, in the movie they had that to at least some extent where the news was covering like Iron Man's exploits and so forth, but you know, because the game is moving at such a breakneck pace, is trying to cram so many set pieces in and doesn't really care for the character development stuff. You miss that angle on it.
Like in the MCU, right? Like at whatever point the MCU is at right now, like how does the news operate? Like how can they like at what point do they just like we give up on reporting things? Everything's fucking weird.
There's no way I'm going to destroy this in time, right? Missiles, reload! Missiles, do the thing! Thank God.
In today's news, we're all alive again after most of us have been dead for 10 years. we now give up. All news will just be the weather and sports.
For those of us who are still alive. Wonder how many enemies I have to destroy in this level and how many I've destroyed so far. And what pittance of money I'll get for it. 40 out of 66. We already ran out of time.
Like, okay, so like, you have like a world, right, where like superhero stuff just starts happening.
Sure.
Because like within the context of MCU, I mean, you know, there's been stuff in the past, but all sorts of shit really popped off at the end of like the 20th century.
Yeah.
Early on, all that shit is like all anyone would be talking about in the news, right? Like, oh shit, Iron Man, oh shit, the alien invasion, that kind of stuff, right? After a few years, at some point, the news has to give up, right? It's just like...
No, they love it. The ratings are at an all-time high. Like, CNN is, like, in love with it. They're like, yes, please, more aliens invade. It's sweeps week.
But there'd be, like, literally too much stuff to, like, report on, right?
Hey, they just open up a second channel. What?
Whoa. That's a first. You're fine.
Okay, no big deal. Just had a minor cardiac arrest. It's all good.
Didn't they say something that you can, like, change what systems you're...
Prioritizing, yeah, that's the D-pad and the, I'm just keeping it on weapons because I like doing the maximum amount of damage possible. That seems like the most important thing to me. It seems like killing the enemies will make them do less damage to me, ultimately.
There's a thing I read someone say years ago in terms of, like... particularly in terms of, like, what skills to get when you're, like, leveling up in a game and stuff like that. And the thing they said is, don't invest in failure.
Yeah. I've always believed in that.
I feel like I'm having to train myself to stop believing in that. Because I'm starting to realize, you know what, maybe it's okay to have a safety net. Sometimes.
Nah, I'm just prioritizing weapon damage. If we've only been knocked out once so far in this entire game, then clearly there's not much stock that I need to put into my defenses, into my health, or what have you.
I don't know. It might get to... I'm not saying, like, always be on life support. Because that's definitely not the way to play. But there might come a time in this where you will have to, like, back off for a second, heal up.
Yeah, perhaps. Right now, I have 7 more kills left, I think. So you better believe I'm getting those. To the detriment of viewability, to the detriment of, like, the excitement of the momentum of the pacing of the game. But hey, that's the way it's designed, so... This is what they wanted players to do. I think the limbs that you get hit in might dictate how much damage you're receiving per hit. That is my current guess based on looking at the health bar and looking at, like, the little, like, picture-in-picture stuff. Could be completely wrong.
Towards the stuff I was saying earlier about, like, the news. Going back, it says, oh, straight up in Dragon Ball Z, they just wish for everyone to forget all the shit that happened. Which I guess would explain... You could be used as an in-universe series of, like, why isn't everything, like, all chaos on the news all the time? It's like, oh, they forgot. Shining Wing Cutie says, I think it would eventually just be a local news-only type thing. Which, that makes sense. Like, something... The Krull would have to show up to make national news. Like, it turns out someone in Wyoming has the power to rearrange atoms in strawberries. Would just be a local news story.
I'll stay low.
I think I'm doing the right thing.
Jarvis, a compound this big can't be running off the grid. Scan for generator activity.
Detecting electrical impulses from the power generator. Located...
Man, how are we supposed to do this in 4 minutes and 30 seconds, this whole mission?
Blast.
Maybe you're supposed to come back, like, post-game with all your upgrades.
But how can you get the fucking upgrades if you need to do these bonus?
All the upgrades you have available.
That would be a stupid loop if that was the case. Because it's also contingent on people replaying this game, which not so sure, not so certain people would have done.
Which reminds me that I need to beat Ace Combat 6. I've been trying to beat that for like a month now.
I'm just gonna stand between these two pillars here and...
Hey, there you go.
Whitney! Damn it! Brody, you read me?
Damn, Tony, that's a little excessive, don't you think?
Stark weapons are off the market. All of them.
So what? Mission accomplished?
Yes, if you can call that a victory.
Why would it not be a victory?
There's one Stark weapon left, the one I'm wearing. I'm gonna go fly into the sun now.
Did he feel bad about killing that lady who, like, fired the missiles into, like, population centers? Was that, like, a bad thing that he feels, like, guilt over? Is that the first time he's gonna kill? Won't be the last.
Hey, you got enemies destroyed.
Well, that's good. And a whole suite of upgrades. Can we afford them? Who's to say? Time will tell.
Folks, consider subscribing to Tony Stark. Help him afford these upgrades.
You're toying with the tiger, old man.
That trick again.
Actually, between all the wine and women, I hardly had time to play in college. It didn't stop me from being undefeated 4 years in a row. Sorry about your luck.
Life is a game for you, isn't it, Stark?
Life is a blast. Survival's the game.
Great scene.
You're making the right decision.
As are you.
Keep the merger under wraps for now. Just until we can iron out the kinks.
So, no announcements then?
That's what I said.
Until we can iron out the man kinks.
I have some equipment. New technology. I'd be curious to see what your men could do with it. It's the power source.
Is he practicing his golf swing without a golf club? And cut.
Yeah, I have a better eye for it than you do. I have the more directorial vision.
Ooh, look at this. Flying Fortress. You've identified the Maggia's last remaining stronghold, a flying fortress that serves as an airborne military staging area. Destroy it and end the Maggia's villainy for good. This might be a change of pace.
Now we're getting into Ace Combat.
Enemies to destroy 58, time challenge 7 minutes. Alright, what can we upgrade here? Mobility, auxiliary, repulsors. What are repulsors? Oh, that's like our primary weapon. We should probably upgrade that.
Yeah, yes.
More damage than standard. It significantly improved firepower at slower rate of fire. Rapid firing. I don't know which one of these is more valuable.
You go with the balanced one. That's just everything is better.
Nah, I'm gonna take slow firing. I'm gonna demo slow fire.
Okay.
Slow powerful fire. Then auxiliary weapons. Which I think that's gonna be like our missiles. Let's upgrade that too. Micro grenades is similar to the standard grenades, the micro grenades we have, but yields a larger, more potent grenade payload. Or these missiles for tracking targets, guided missiles, but they do less damage. I haven't really had issues with tracking enemies, so let's just do unguideds with bigger boom. Cass likes big boom.
Do you have mobility that you can upgrade, or?
No, I don't have the money for that. That would cost 70 million. I got 12 million in the bank.
No.
So after this mission, presumably, I don't know, the choices are good at the very least. It's interesting to have them. I guess it's kind of bare minimum for a game like this.
Maggia's in shambles, Tony. Without the profits from selling weapons, they'll be bankrupt soon.
So how can they afford this little vacation?
This isn't a vacation, Tony. They're moving. Home. But I don't think they're wanted there.
Okay, so the problem will solve itself then. They'll get rejected from whatever airspace they're trying to go into, and we don't have to do anything.
For some people, I guess size does matter.
Cut the crap, Tony. Look at that thing.
Yeah, let's see how they use it.
This is definitely Onward, Ace Combat 6.
You're kidding? This is child's play.
I reroute to my weapons, and let's catch up to it.
Incoming.
Going to I feel safely assume that you have not played Ace Combat 6.
No. The only Ace Combat I've played is Air Combat on PS1.
So, about halfway through that game, there's a mission where you have to take out a flying aircraft carrier that is basically shaped like this. And I had to restart that mission like so many times because I was like determined to start that mission by flying right through the center of it, through where the aircrafts come out of it.
Was it worth it?
And then, yeah, it was worth it. It looked cool. But it's really hard to do when you're flying a jet one way and a giant jet is flying the other way. And it is a very tiny little carrier bay.
Oops. Wow, those helicopters are flying dangerously close to the ground here. Those are some bold pilots. There are also some dead pilots. Thanks for bunching up there, guys. Brilliant. Oh man, I am getting smashed with missiles, though. There is a lot of fire coming from a lot of different spots here. Let's check the underside of the wings. That might be something. There might be... Yeah, here's where more targets are. This is at least like a novel little set piece. I mean, not necessarily novel. Yeah. This is pretty standard video game fare, but for this game, it's at least like a change of pace that was desperately needed after those several levels of just like, here's these hills.
Too far away from the ship. Stay close so they can't get a clear shot.
I need to get on the underside. What do you want me to do, Rhodey? You gave me objectives down here, and by God, I'm gonna do them.
You really should. I mean, you probably have a lot on your plate, but you really should try like the other Ace Combat games.
Yeah.
Now, I know you said you wanted to play them like in order.
Yeah, because I'm a sicko.
I keep debating if Ace Combat Assault Horizon, I think that's what it's called, is worth the Bad Game Hall of Fame stream because it is bad. I think the problem is that it's long in the tooth kind of bad.
Ooh, yeah.
Not that we would know anything about long in the tooth.
No, certainly not. This isn't shaping up to be one of those, right? It's
destroyed. 2 remaining.
Like the thing that really turned me off on the idea, I'm still again debating in my head if it would work or not. But there was this one mission that put it on pause for me for the time being, and you would know the name of this. Remember Call of Duty 4? They had that mission where you're in the gun turret on the plane. What's it?
It's the AC-130, but I couldn't tell you what the name of that level is.
Okay, well I wanted the plane, the AC-130.
Destroyed, sir.
There's an AC-130 mission in Assault Horizon, but it goes on. I feel like if not the exact same length as the Call of Duty mission, maybe a little bit longer. And when you finish it, that's the halfway point of the mission.
Ooh.
Then you have another section that's just in a plane. So, like, there were so many points where I was ready for it to be done because it is just a turret section. And then it's like, all right, and now the rest of the mission.
Hey, pacing is tough. When you put all that money investment into making a action set piece like that and emulating like the cockpit view in the AC-130, you want to make the most of it. All right, those objectives there. How do we get to there?
Ship must be destroyed within 5 minutes to avoid collateral damage, sir.
Jarvis, what are those structures? Cooling tanks?
Affirmative, sir.
Okay, then.
Suggest...
Let me through. I get that I'm flying near the thrusters, but let me through anyway. Alright, any ideas, Charkie? How the fuck do we get inside of here? Maybe this side?
In?
Oh, there it is. I see it. There's an open hatch here.
Yeah, what made it really tough in the Ace Combat 6 when I was trying to do this thing was that they were just metal girders that went from the floor to the ceiling throughout the entire thing. I don't know why it took me like way too long to do all that. I don't know why I wasted... Oh, I know why I wasted that much time, because I was in college back then. I had nothing better to do.
Tales old as time. I have 4 minutes to do the bonus objective. I have a minute to do the bonus objective. And I got all the enemy kills, so let's see if I...
Away from the ship.
Shut up, Rhodes!
Can't get a clear shot.
You're too far away from the ship. You're gonna lose it. You won't be able to see where it is.
Open wide.
Open what? What?
This top hatch.
No.
This has got to be the final thing, right? This reactor will bring the whole thing down.
Sure.
I think I got everything on this mission. Barring some horrible mistake or miscalculation I made. Good shot.
Looks like the debris is landing harmlessly in the ocean. No reports of damage to the city.
Thank God.
Sea life is fucked, though. The tides aren't going to be right for decades. And don't forget all the oil you spilled in there.
Someone's gonna go check out what's over there, and then that's gonna be Knuckles guarding a big green emerald.
You're done.
No, this isn't just about Magia. That ship was made by someone else.
There you go. Avoid civilian casualties, time challenge, enemies destroyed. $125 million payday for that.
From somebody. Someone's paying you.
Ooh, new tech available. The level 3 upgrades for the core systems. We're going to have to decide what we want to invest in at this point.
You want to invest in mobility? That's still only at level 1.
Yeah, that's probably what I have
I thought those were floating in the air.
Adulterated madness. How many buyers did we have?
Over 500. Stark weapons are still very popular, in spite of you.
It's pretty annoying that I'm so damn good at my job.
Yes, Tony.
This is crazy. I can't go through all this crap and tell me who the top buyer is.
Is he supposed to be military? Because that guy looks like a rent-a-cop.
Yes, he is supposed to be military.
I know what particular phylum of low-life deviants is using my weapons.
Well, they're not all criminals. The Pentagon's one of your big clients.
Wait a minute. You're not here to buy my suit, are you? It's not for sale.
Listen, there's a problem with a nuclear base in Russia. And we can't send in troops for obvious reasons, but...
The Russians are still the baddies in this universe.
There are always other options, Rhodey.
An evergreen.
Things involved.
Advanced idea mechanics, AIM.
No. Not possible. Yeah.
Tony,
I ran the numbers. Your top buyer was...
Advanced Idea Mechanics.
Like I said, highly likely.
Tony, RDJ, you're asleep on the job. Oh, what? Oh, sorry. AIM, yeah. Raw fish, sushi.
I thought we were being nice here today.
No, I've fallen out of love with these cutscenes. Sorry, Chris. This is a bad performance. I was right. This is bad. These scenes have been singularly unimpressive. Between the fact that all these full FMV cutscenes have taken place in offices, that there's been like 2 sets, that room was basically identical to the one that Jeff Bridges is in, for all intents and purposes.
Hey, you know those like really cheap movies from like the late 80s to early 90s where like all of the not action scenes would be in like one of 2 different rooms and all the action scenes were out like in a deserted desert or forest or something?
Sure.
And then you have this game?
Yeah. Deadly Prey comes to mind.
Yeah.
Advanced ID Mechanics has been linked to the takeover of a remote Arctic nuclear facility. Investigate why Stark Industries' top buyer is involved in military seizing a Russian power plant. 12-minute mission.
Like say evergreen, like you can always have the Russians as the villains in your game. Like,
yeah, I guess mobility.
I don't know if there was a time where people let off. I think there was like a very brief moment in time where everyone tried to do North Korea instead of Russia, but then they went back to Russia.
Go watch our playthrough of Homefront on the channel, on the archives. Thank you for resubscribing, Soul Stuff, whose resub comment is War Crimes, War Crimes, War Crimes. Oh, War Crimes, War Crimes, War Crimes. War Crimes. Oh, War Crimes.
Didn't that remake of Red Dawn also come out around the time of...
Yeah, where North Korea, where they hastily retrofitted it to be North Korea as the baddies.
Yeah.
Do we want top speed or do we want agility? I'm gonna go for balance on this. I'm actually gonna take the balanced option. And we need another 50 million, another 50 million before we can get to the 3rd level. Which there's only 3 levels of tech here. So I guess there's one more upgrade available for each of these 5 trees. And that would appear to be it. That's where the upgrades begin and end. Actually...
Twitch is not letting me re-up my subscription. The channel.
Might still be active. You might still have a few days left on it or whatever the case may be.
It says I have no days left on it. Ends today.
So... let's take a break from the story to show off this mode here. The one-man army mode. Stand as a one-man army against a 10-ring. I mean, that's just the... We've been a one-man army the entire game. How is this any different? Defeat 80 enemies within 10 minutes to unlock the Mark II suit. Unlock the Extremist suit. So this is how you unlock alternate suits, which I don't think you actually get to use through the course of the campaign, unless you can use them for the mission archive missions. Like, could I theoretically load into this and choose a suit?
Do the other suits have, like, different stats?
Yes, okay, so here's an example. So this suit here, this Mark II I have, because I actually did the first one-man army mission beforehand. So, yeah, Mark III, Mark II, Silver Centurion, from his days as a West Coast Avenger. Yeah, so these have different stat distributions. Of course, these don't help us as we progress through the campaign, but, you know.
Right.
It's content. It's something to do. It's fun little references to classic comic suits. And if you're playing a game like this, like people love the alternate suits in the Batman games and the Arkham games, right?
Oh, and the Spider-Man games.
And the Spider-Man, yeah, the Spider-Man game for sure. So this is, you know. So who should we play? As the Mark III is the default. The first suit of Iron Man armor build.
I feel like Silver Centurion is the most interesting one that you have unlocked.
Yeah. This one is faster and more powerful. It's probably the one that would be like the most like suited for my purposes. But let's do this one just to see what it looks like. And I don't know what the full breadth of suits to unlock in this are. But maybe we'll find out. Get a good look at this. Yep, that's a classic Iron Man suit. Actually, no, let's start with the ground stuff. We'll deal with the guys in the air later. Yeah, because the thing with these missions is just, like, efficiently figuring out, like, what order to take stuff out in within the allotted time. At least we have like a running tally at all times telling me how many are destroyed.
How tight would you say the time limit is on this one?
I don't remember. I think I finished... I think I failed a couple attempts because I was playing the game wrong, because I wasn't doing like the right prioritizing, or I was wasting too much time. So, but I think that when I did actually commit to doing it the right way, when I figured out like the pace you need to take these things at, I think I did finish like minutes to spare. So it's anywhere in between a fast hurry rush and taking your time. I think the big thing is like not like retreading the same ground, knowing like where you've been on the map already, so you're not like revisiting the same locations over and over again. Johnny Bag had asked, do they have Mugans get a war machine in this game? Yeah, that's actually the last unlockable. We'll get Melly on the horn and we'll let them know that their copyright was infringed here. Yeah, let's take out the ground troops first. That, I think, is the proper strategy, because those ones in the air, I think, continue to respawn. I think they just keep tossing those at you. So I think, like, you know, it behooves you to take care of the ground targets first, because you can take out a bunch of them, like, pretty rapidly. Pretty quickly, if you put your mind to it. Anyone else down below? I see a bunch of activity up there. You know, the radar does come in handy as far as, like...
I have a mini snack review here. It is not stream snack time. It's not time for the bumper. This isn't deserving of that. But when I got my new drink, I got a Dr. Pepper Creamy Coconut.
Huh, that's new to me.
Yeah, it is new. It came out on the 1st. I will describe the flavor like this. All right. I want you to imagine a can of Dr. Pepper, right?
Okay, I'm imagining it in my mind's eye.
And then in your view, a big bottle of, like, suntan lotion sort of obscures everything, right? Like, it eclipses the Dr. Pepper, and then it slowly moves out of view, and you're looking at the Dr. Pepper again. That is the flavor experience of the Dr. Pepper Creamy Coconut.
Very descriptive. I have no idea in my mind what that tastes like. It did not help me imagine the flavor at all, but...
It enters as Dr. Pepper, it gets completely eclipsed, and then it suddenly is completely eclipsed by, like, the flavor of, like, a coconut suntan lotion smell. And then as that fades out, it just goes back to Dr. Pepper.
I don't feel like I need to try this.
No, you probably don't. What you should try is the Dr. Pepper Strawberry and Cream. That one's good. That one's real good.
All right, is that all the
This would not otherwise get a stream snack spot because I drink energy drink so I can stay awake during these streams, but I already had my energy drink for this evening.
Not doubling down.
No. I mean, the kickstart is pretty weak as far as energy drinks go. It's like 90 something whatever grams of caffeine.
It's barely anything.
Yeah, I know. I need like at least 200 to feel alive.
Yeah, we're gonna finish with minutes to spare on this one, as it turns out. I'm doing a fine job staying on target, staying in the time. These missions are alright. Just for like a bonus thing to do. They have a decent little reward attached to them that would certainly motivate players, I think, who want to collect the costumes. Even if you can't use them in the main campaign until you've already cleared those missions. And then you can like replay them with the suits on or whatever. Which I guess is a way if you need to go back to get the bonus objectives and there's like a super powered suit you can get to that end. Maybe it all works out in the end. Oh, I just gotta destroy one more thing. One more thing. Done.
Whoa, whoa. Nope, it's gone.
And it just ends. There's no like high score chasing. There's no like, you know, like see how many more you can destroy in the time limit, which, you know, I appreciate. I don't particularly feel the need to chase a high score in this to get like a certain kill target. Yeah, so one problem, no indication which missions you've completed and which ones you haven't. We had already completed that one.
Right.
Nothing changed here. I haven't completed this one. What's the difference between these two?
Well, I can see that you unlock a different suit.
Yeah, but like, how do I know how do I know it's flagged that I've defeated it, that I've completed the mission, save for going in?
Yeah, I was about to say I have the answer, and it's not a satisfactory one. It's go to like mission select, see which ones you have.
Yeah, I don't have the Extremist suit, but I do have the Mark II armor, so there you go. Drink up, don't mind if I do. I want to see what this Extremist suit is. Sorry, folks. We don't get any money for doing these missions. This is just for the love of the game.
I mean, it's a short story. You got to make this a 2-episode or one somehow.
I don't even know how many levels are in this game.
How long to beat? Peg said at about 4.5 hours, and we do 3-hour streams. So
it was gonna be 2 episodes no matter what, but I think I was also gonna end up taking longer than that, even if I just committed to the game, because I think, you know, that doesn't count for dying, which I think we were probably going to do, because what I hear is that there's a difficulty spike in the campaign at a certain point, that about the halfway mark is where reviewers really started to, like, turn on the game and be like, we want this to be over, and also we want it to be less difficult, because out of nowhere, apparently, it just gets exceedingly difficult. So if I knew how many levels were in the game, I know we're up to, like, level 6 in the campaign. We'd use that as a sort of metric. Let's get some boots on the ground.
Oh, this is not...
Are you tempted to look it up right now?
I am looking up right now, and it's... Okay, here we go. There are 13 missions in the game.
Okay. So we are halfway through the campaign. So I guess that's the part where it's supposed to start getting harder. I guess we'll see when we get back in it. You know, this is a welcome little reprieve for a minute. It's just, you know, no stakes, no obnoxious voiceover. Just me, the Iron Man, and wanton destruction.
Casual murder.
Like, I'm trying to think of, like, you know, what makes a game like this work and what makes this one in particular not work. Because, you know, like, I can't, like, say, like, I'm, like, particularly offended playing this right now in this mode. You know, it's fine for, like, a little destruction derby type thing. I think your options as far as offense are pretty limited. Like, I have no reason to use that Unibeam, my major attack. That thing has seemed largely useless, save for, like, maybe, like, the boss fights or, like, needing to put, like, quick damage on something. But, like, in a mission like this, in a scenario like this, it would waste more time to charge it and prime it and to stand still doing that.
How simple 2000 coded do you think this game is?
Very. I think that definitely puts us on, like, a right track for, like, yeah, like, basically this game has amounted to hold down L2 to hover, hold down R2 to continuously fire these shots, press triangle every few seconds, don't even, like, bother looking at the cooldown meter for it. I can just sort of feel it out at this point. Like, I know, like, now I have missiles now. So I've gotten that part down. And, you know, I could press R1 to do that Unibeam, but why the fuck would I? And that's basically it. Oh, and when you've cleared out an area, you hold down L1 to fly, to go into, like, the speedy flight mode, and you can hold down X to make that further faster. Dodge some missiles on the way to objective, and then go back to this mode here.
You know, this is the kind of game and the kind of gameplay loop that if I see this as, like, a quote-unquote AAA game, I'm kind of thinking, like, eh. But if I see this as, like, an indie project on Steam, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I want to play this.
Yeah, because I think, and, you know, the key thing Like, the real important things here are difficulty, like how many enemies are tossing you at once and how, like, active your dodging is, which in this game, not very. Like, I can press X to do this and, like, vaguely dodge some of the stuff that's incoming. To what end? Not much. I mean, this is working. I'm not getting hit. It looks janky, and then the vibration on my controller is loving it. It is going buck wild here, but you know, there's really not much. And then the other thing is variety of objectives, which at least the main campaign postures at having like different types of objectives, whether it be like disengaging or destroying the missile silos before they launch or whatever. So they're making the efforts, they're making the attempts. They clearly saw that the gameplay could get stagnant if it was just what these missions are, which is just go into area, destroy it. Not being able to level the cities is a problem.
They threw in that Flying Fortress level, which was a welcome, change of pace.
I wonder if there'll be any more missions like the first mission where you're fully boots on ground. They could have afforded to have a few more of those. I doubt it too, but like, that wasn't like necessarily a terrible idea. You could have another one or two of those and just like justify it as like they have all these anti-air missiles, so if you go in the air, you're fucked. Stay on the ground, Tony. And you can make like a level around that. Like there were like levels in like Rogue Squadron, which centered around like you have to stay like low.
Well, if you want to go the full Ace Combat route, have the trench mission.
There's a trench mission?
Like every Ace Combat game has at least one mission where it's like, all right, you have to stay in this canyon or stay in these trenches. If you go above, then the radar's going to catch you. You're going to get shot down immediately.
Yeah. That is fine for variety.
Low altitude mission.
I just need to kill like one or two more of these. Because I think I took out all the ground troops. 79, 80, and it's done. Extremists. Okay, it at least tells you new armor available.
Did I say Armored Core had French missions, or did I say Ace Combat? Because I meant Ace Combat.
I think we've been using them interchangeably. They're both ACs.
Yeah.
Alright, let's continue the game. We've seen this cutscene. Advanced idea mechanics. Right, Arctic nuclear facility. Got it. No upgrades we can buy right now. Let's just dive into it. Let's just get right into it. Using stealth makes direct enemy fire less accurate. There's stealth in this game? Since fucking when?
Crouch behind someone.
Advanced idea mechanics. AIM. If they're so advanced, why can't they build their own weapons without using my tech?
You fishing for compliments? You know no one can compete with you.
Yeah, and with this new power source I put together.
Hold on. Have your weapons always been limited by the power supply?
Yeah, why?
Because power sources are what AIM is after.
Oh no. Who could have seen this coming? Are we gonna blow up a nuclear facility? Are we gonna cause a Chernobyl situation here?
Yeah, punch it.
Welcome, I am learning to love.
I didn't pay attention to how many enemies I'm supposed to kill in this one.
No one will notice a nuclear winter if it's already snowing. So
that's true. Yeah, that's a really good point. And I'm sure that's completely accurate, too. And I'm sure that no one in the comments on YouTube or in the chat is going to dispute that point.
I have said so many disputable things in these streams. I almost never get called out on it, so I'm not worried about it. Like, I barely know how language works.
I am so tempted to just stop on the ground and like see how these ground troops work, see what their AI, if it's up to snuff, if they just stand still when we get close to them. But there's a chance I could complete this mission on time.
Signatures detected in the vicinity.
Hostile?
Unknown, sir.
That was a very well locked on missile that flew into your face.
They had my number. They had my heat signature locked in. Man, we are murking these mercenaries, gotta say. Could not pay me to go up against Iron Man.
I hate weapons. I'm gonna have to shoot everyone who uses a weapon just to show them how much I hate weapons.
I mean, that's a very Predator mindset. As in, like, the Predators from the movie series, Predators.
Infrastructure. Analyzing.
In case that wasn't obvious, in case it's...
We're talking about Tony Stark, not Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Folks, check us out on X, formerly Twitter. Bad Game Hall of Fame.
Yeah, for as long as it lasts.
They won't know what...
Did you see that Nintendo is ending support for posting images and friend code information to Twitter?
Yes.
Like, it ends next month, I think? But in their announcement, like, they say like 4 different times X, formerly Twitter.
Did not feel good.
It is a radio...
Like, that name is not sticking.
No.
Not alive, sir.
Oh, well.
Titanium, man.
Who's the guy in charge?
Don't know. Sounds military.
Bullshit.
I think we're waiting on something to happen. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Power surge detected. Suggest evasive action.
I think we'll probably have to destroy these before we can hurt Titanium, man. This is my guess.
Synthesis.
Hey, that kind of looks like my suit. Shabby. Very version, of course.
Yes, sir.
Leave, now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you just say something?
You have no business here. Get out.
Oh, come on, big guy. Where's the fun in that? Whoa!
Say hello to Tatiana, comrade.
You okay?
Yeah.
Can you tell he's Russian? I don't know if the accent is thick enough. I think they need to put a little more stink on it.
Arriving. Hardware unrecognized.
Advanced idea mechanics.
The laser cannon's defensive field is too strong to penetrate.
Did I complain about Nintendo?
Hold on.
Frosty.
So, the laser is being charged by 3 electrical transformers. Power centers...
Okay, I was waiting for them to describe what I need to do to get past those barricades, and it is blow these things up. Alright, you are free to complain about Nintendo now.
Alright, so they're getting rid of the thing where you can post pictures to X, formerly Twitter.
Yes.
So if you want to get images off of your Switch now, you have to transfer them to your phone. Do you know what it takes to transfer an image from your Switch to your phone?
Probably a lot, because Nintendo's never been intuitive when it comes to that shit.
Alright, here's what you do. You tell the Switch, I would like to send I would like to transfer photos or a video to my phone. It's one or the other. You can do a video or you can do a photo. You can't do both. Say, you tell it like, okay, and it goes, okay, so you need to scan this QR code of your phone. And you go, okay, and you scan it. And what it does is it tries to connect you to, I think the word is like an ad hoc Wi-Fi network, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to make that work, you then have to go to your phone. You have to make sure that you're not connected to your mobile data because that will interrupt it and mess it up. So you have to turn off,
yeah.
Mobile data. Then you have to enter a password for that ad hoc network. And then once you do that, then you go back to the Switch and say okay and like go to another address and scan another code. That'll take you to a bespoke page that has that image or video file that you wanted to download. You download it, and then you get to repeat the process over again if you want to do another photo or video.
Sounds like a fully intuitive process.
Question is, will you?
I'd rather not find out.
Detecting dangerous levels of radiation.
I'll survive.
Others may not, sir.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-oh. I think we need to destroy this before nuclear disaster happens, which means 15 seconds. Do I have the time?
Get it, Tony.
Very good.
There we go. You did it, Tony.
Laser tower destroyed, sir.
Now, time to take out the trash.
Watch it, he's lost his mind.
Sir, the armor appears to be working from a very limited onboard battery, charged by exposure to high-intensity radiation.
It runs on cancer.
Quick, he's absorbing all the asbestos. He's gonna be super powered.
Enough of this nonsense. You die now.
All right, how much time? Did we already lose the timed objective? No, we have 5 minutes and 31 seconds left. I still need to get 6 more kills, too. It's actually gotten easier to get the bonus objectives as the game has gone on.
Is this going to be a thing where you have to destroy the charging towers?
Probably, right?
Them, or...
More likely than not. I mean, no, I'm attacking him right now.
Yeah. But that animation made it seem like he's gonna go like get his health back.
Yeah.
For a while.
At least this guy's flying around, unlike a Whiplash or whatever his name was.
Yeah. Whiplash.
I feel like my missiles not being guided is probably preventing me from doing some of the damage I want to be doing here. I got a couple there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna fly away from him now and take care of these things flying over here because I think I'll get some kill credits for these.
You also get them to stop firing at you from a distance.
Yeah, it gives me some time to recover my health, maybe. Oh, I realized that I accidentally rerouted the power away from my weapons. Why would I ever do that? I must have accidentally tapped the D-pad at some point. A grievous error. Error, even. You know, I am going to say this, that we've definitely been critical about this game, and rightfully so. But, I don't know if this rises to the level of, like, 40 out of 100.
When you say rises...
Oh, okay. Doesn't sink to the level of 40 out of 100.
Okay.
This is very 3 out of 5 coded to me. Not 2 out of 5, or 1 out of 5, Eve. You know, this has been passable so far. Like, yeah, the presentation's a little fucking whack. Oh!
Think that was scripted, or do you think you just flew too close to him?
I think I flew too close. Flew too close to the sun, the radioactive man, the titanium man. But luckily it didn't seem to do much.
Superman? Yeah, he's charging. What was the villain from Superman 4? Nuclear Man?
Yeah. He's recovering health.
Yes.
A little bit.
It does... I don't think you can destroy it because it doesn't seem like it's targeted.
Yeah.
Targetable.
I don't know, I don't hate this. It's not exciting, it's not good. You know, but like...
It is a video game product. Which is... Wow, you know what? That sounds mean when I say it like that.
There, got his ass.
He should have been like in the Peter Griffin pose.
My work here is done. Did you see that poppin' in the cutscene? All the power plants in the back like zapped into existence at the end of the cutscene when they zoomed in.
I missed it.
Also, why would Tony Stark let that guy just lay around?
Hey, I mean, he did his due diligence. He kind of kicked him in the chest twice to check.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. He did his due diligence there. That's all it takes. New movie available, Arctic Battle. One-man army unlocked. One-man army versus the Mercs. Impacting the ground at high speed will damage nearby targets. That's good to know. So if we crash land, we can do some damage.
They're completely insane. A nuclear facility?
I get it, man. Look,
those maniacs are crossing the line. I make weapons smarter, more accurate, more efficient, but nuclear energy. That's indiscriminate destruction.
Yeah, you could hurt
some. Wow, the anti-nuclear power lobby really got their fingers in this fucking game.
Look at this. Triggering a nuclear meltdown. But to what end?
My suit is based on wind power.
To destroy weapons, and that was simple, but...
Build up an entire country of windmills.
I mean, now I know.
You go deaf if you're, anywhere in the nearby vicinity.
To do something about
God help you if you're a bird.
Right? Don't I?
Tony, will you listen to me for a second? Look, we've lost contact with one of our ships. It's an advanced prototype out on a maiden voyage, and we think it might be AIM. The forces are mobilizing, but they can't move fast enough.
Brief me in the air.
Whoa! What was the shot continuity there?
Nimrod does bring up that nuclear power is the angriest Tony has been at anything so far in this game. The most incensed.
Like I told you, like the coal industry and the wind industry really got their fucking claws in this game. The military has lost communication with the prototype destroyer. All signs suggest the involvement of AIM, and with it, the use of Stark Industries weapons to recover the ship, save the crew, and eliminate any AIM threats. Yeah, I think we have time for one more mission tonight. Especially if we get to upgrade. Do I want to upgrade my power systems or my weapons, right? Or the core systems, yeah.
I think repulsor is your main weapon.
Oh, yes, you're correct.
Power system, I don't know what that is.
It's, Unibeam or... Yeah, I think it's just Unibeam. This one turns damage into... I'll do rapid...
Basically never... Let's say you basically never use Unibeam or...
Yeah, let's upgrade our core here. Advanced Mark III. We have a chafe missile defense. We have an energy shield here. And we have stealth. Here it is. Sacrifices energy to enable optical displacement countermeasure, severely disrupting hostile projectile accuracy. So it's like free hit dodging.
It's probably not free hit dodging, more like the invisibility power up in Doom where they can miss. It's my guess.
This is an energy shield, so this gives me a little bit more penetration resistance.
It also it has, better stats than the stealth one, I think.
No, I mean, it's a single point trade-off. It's a single point allocated in a different way.
Yeah, I see the blast difference. The blast resistances.
I think I'll try the stealth. I want to see what the stealth looks like. I want to see if there's any visual effect. Snack Canary asks, is that a sound like for Rhodey too? No, that should be Terrence Howard. Maybe not in gameplay, who's to say? But in the cutscene, it's supposed to be. Original actor.
Ooh, graphics.
Ooh.
It's state of the art, worth billions.
I know, I sold it to you.
So why? They already own a bunch of your weapons.
They need power sources, Rhodey, and the reactor on that ship has got...
See some vertex warping to get some PS1 retro throwback aesthetic.
Suggest staying clear of the control drone, sir.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
You okay?
Touch fuzzy, get dizzy.
Some sort of, I don't know, control device. My suit gives me some protection, but it's for that crew on the ship. Oh, did you see that?
Okay, so I guess we just avoid that, whatever that is. There we go. It's all clear now. Hold on, let me see how much time is in this mission. 14 minutes. Are we going to spend the entire 14 minutes within this small area protecting this icebreaker or whatever?
Basically, if it moves, I shoot it, right? I think
protecting it? Is that the goal?
I would presume so. If that means that everyone comes to me, then I'm all for it. It means I get to stay in one place and not have to fly around the entirety of the map looking for enemies, looking for fights. But I'm sure that won't stay. I'm sure nothing gold will stay here.
Also, I'm not sure if I can be on Tony's side if he's the one who brought down AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah, you know, I guess that is something to hold against him.
Submarine surface breach detected.
Oh, I think we actually have to...
Hyena missile launch detected. Start.
Yeah, I thought that was an AIM ship breaker, which is why I was wondering.
No, that's the military one that we... Oh! Oh!
Is it... Okay. I was about to say, is it possible to die in this game? But I think I see how many chances...
Yeah, 3 charges in the bottom left, and now down to 2.
Control systems may be vulnerable while in transmission range of the drone, sir.
Really? I hadn't noticed.
What if I don't fly? What if I don't go up in the air? Will that prevent some of them from being able to lock onto me?
Damn coward.
Oh, why don't you stealth?
I think I am stealthing, aren't I? Is something I need to activate?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. Maybe I should have done that sooner. I thought it was just automatic. There is a lot of shooting happening in my direction. I don't appreciate it.
Hey, remember when you said there's a part like halfway through the game where the difficulty spikes up? We may have found it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start trying now. That's a shame.
Also, at some point, which is probably gonna be next episode, maybe it's time to invest in guided missiles.
Well, I mean, I have the guided missile. I just need to switch to them. I had that at the level. That was my alternate upgrade.
That one seems to be stuck, and you freed it.
Yeah, I freed him from this mortal coil.
Submarine surface breach detected, sir.
Is this the submarine? No, it's a howitzer. Where are these submarines that they're detecting? Oh, probably over there. If I had to hazard a guess.
Warning. Destroyer weapons being manipulated by drones, sir.
Careful, man. Those are Americans firing on you.
Reel him in, Rhodey.
You're out of contact. There's something wrong. Just back off.
They're trying to kill me?
So back off. Tony, what are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Control drone destroyed.
Wait, so was that a bad thing I did?
Yes. It was actively telling you stop shooting that thing.
Well, that's too fucking bad, because it was shooting at me.
And that's what your character was saying.
Well, I guess I'm really in the head of Iron Man right now. I guess I've really engrossed myself in the character of Tony Stark.
There was a specific thing on the ship that you were supposed to be shooting at, I think. They said the control drone, which I think was on the top of the
yeah, I think that was the last thing I destroyed. I think I destroyed all the turrets first. I didn't blow up the submarine, though. I didn't kill anyone, I don't think.
He did say you're shooting Americans. So I think you were killing the people who were manning the things.
Well, you know what? They knew the fucking risks. It's
you know, when you sign up for the military, they make it implicitly clear that a billionaire may show up and just murk you.
Those are almost as good as mine, right?
Same billionaire who sold you the weapons that you're trying to kill them with.
Oh, did I just say that? Those, controller things must be getting to me.
Hostile forces at half strength. Submarine surface breach detected, sir.
Take out base defenses, 3 bases remaining.
Sir.
Didn't they make Jarvis into Vision in MCU?
Is that the turn that...
I don't know. Am I right? Am I wrong? I feel like I heard that Vision in MCU is...
So Vision is just an Alexa then, basically?
I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
Target has submerged, sir.
Oh. I think maybe I was supposed to destroy that thing before it submerged. That's alright, though. I'm doing plenty of damage. I'm focusing on my other objectives right now.
Is there like a gloop gloop noise coming from the water?
It's hard to tell with the sound mixing in this game. It hasn't been exactly stellar, as you well know. I think it's just my holding down my R2 is just a...
Hellraiser says, yeah, they put Infinity Stone in a robot body and also Jarvis. And that is what made Vision.
Remove the threat surrounding the research center. What's the research center?
That's the place where they study stuff.
Ah, I see. Thank you. It's like they don't do a good job like pointing these things out on the map. Of being like, here's what this circle means, here's what this circle means.
Breach detected, sir.
Oh. I think I could take this out. I think I meant to take this out. Oh, well, submerged again.
Goodbye. I didn't think you'd actually shoot us. Goodbye.
Area clear, sir. 2 remaining.
I think we're doing okay on time on this one. How are we doing on kill objectives? 90 out of 108, 7 minutes left. I know I'm not getting the bonus objective because they blew up the Americans or whatever, but I will say, like, the lack of, like, real options here in terms of, like, combat abilities. I can do this for, like, a millisecond while I have the energy.
Damage when you're stealthed.
Do I?
Yeah.
Too bad I can't hold on to that stealth. Too bad, like, it lasts for, like... You see that meter on the left-hand side, right? That, like, that energy meter that every action I do consumes.
Well, maybe if you were in a different mode than whatever T is, it would last longer.
Target has submerged, sir.
Did me saying that remind you to switch to weapons?
Yes, it did, because I completely ignored that top left corner, because I assume it's always set to weapon, and that I'm not setting it to anything else, but apparently I'm inadvertently tapping and changing things up against my own will, against my own judgment.
It's also maybe possible that you don't start with weapon on mission start.
No, you definitely don't. You start on L, which is life support. T was thrusters. M was melee. Who's fucking setting it to melee? What kind of dummy is like, I'm gonna play this game as a melee build? I'm just gonna get up close and personal with every single enemy.
Control drone destroyed.
There, I use stealth too.
You may also want to switch to L now, briefly.
Oh.
Because you're about to.
Okay, so the last tick on the thing does not count.
Help! I said you should switch to L.
I took an L. I don't feel like doing that right now. I don't feel like doing a second attempt on that mission.
Save it for next time.
Save it for next time. Let's see what we unlock by doing this third mission. The classic suit. I could probably do this. This is like a 10-minute mission. 80 kills, 10 minutes. We could probably do that in 5 minutes. And we can see this Extremist suit. Used during major events such as the Civil War and appearing during the Extremist story arc, this armor represents Iron Man's modern look. Wouldn't that just be the Mark III suit? Anyway, in this suit, he has achieved new levels of power. Stats
you look the same to me.
And there's only one stat point difference between this. This is new levels of power, mostly comparable to the Mark III. All right. I want to see one. I want to see what the classic suit looks like. I'm compelled to see what these suits are. And let's see what this one looks like.
100% this game to find out what these suits are.
I don't think I have to 100% the game. I think all I have to do is just do all these missions as we unlock them. Which maybe I'll do the rest of them off screen. Or no, that wouldn't be the case. I have to do them as we unlock them because these levels are just rehashes of levels from the campaign or the recycling of like the tile sets of the landscapes. Repopulate with different enemies.
As you do.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It's content. It's
slop.
I don't know. Again, I still don't hate this.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Like, I think we're just barely pulling this off as a stream game. I think it just barely qualifies. I think we're lucky we have the audience we do that's willing to have the patience for this sort of thing. But yeah, I feel like
this was a game that was called bad for sure. It was,
and people voted to see it, so
yeah.
There's a curiosity, right?
I mean, more in the historical context that it did get those pretty bad reviews, and like the pushback on this, from what I understand, the pushback on this was so hard that they really tried to course correct for Iron Man 2, which did not work out, from what I understand.
Yeah, it was the last game that Secret Level ever made. They shut down within a year of that, I believe. So clearly,
I could be wrong, but I feel like I heard that up to the release of Iron Man 2, like the narrative they were trying to do was like, we know we fucked up, but we did it better this time, and they were really trying to like apologize.
Which is bad. You should never position yourself like that, even if it's absolutely the case. Even if you are like on that redemption arc, you don't acknowledge that your game is broken, that your previous release is.
I say no one ever calls me out on if I'm wrong on something. If I'm wrong on that, call me out on it.
And if we're wrong and that's how helicopters are supposed to look in the air, then please, by all means. But yeah, I can see why, like, not a lot of, like, people on YouTube have tried to make content around this game in terms of, like, like, shittiest games. Like, this wouldn't make it for a good AVGN episode, I think people will probably quickly realize this is not, like, millable for content. It takes really putting on, like, your bad game criticism cap to come up with, like, salient points to make about this. Which, luckily, we have.
Mini-Me did a video on this.
Did Mini-Me?
Yeah. Well, he did a video on both of the games.
Okay, that's probably the way to do it. And Mini-Me knows what the fuck he's doing. I mean, Mini-Me is someone I would consider, like, who can, like, make those salient points, who can do, like, can talk about mechanics and design intention and so forth, who can tightly script that stuff. I mean, I'm having to do it live, and that's definitely compromising some of my ability to do that, but I'm hopefully making points that are prescient, that make sense, that people can understand. And so when I'm, like, coming around on this game at this point and saying, like, not I don't know if coming around is the right word for it, that's maybe a little too gracious. I don't think this is the worst. I think, like, despite the flaws, despite how uneven the execution is of this concept, I think it controls well enough. I wish there was more in the way of active dodging, which, there is dodges that I'm just not utilizing, like tapping the X button to do this sort of stuff. If you're flying, you can do barrel rolls, which will help you dodge missiles and the like. But, and there's also the countermeasures that I should be making better use of. I think the tools are there. I think I'm just not successfully availing myself of them. It is part of the problem. But I think the biggest problems, I think the stuff that definitely is, like, stands out the most, that is definitely, like, the easiest to criticize is wide open levels with very little to do in them, very little interactivity as far as, like, these environments are concerned, not being able to blow stuff like this up, not being able to do, like, a physics derby here. The on foot, the singular soldier AI being basically non-existent for those boss fights and for those on the ground troops. Like, that stuff is pretty apparent when you are forced to engage with it. It looks very bad. It is not flattering. The camera, I think, would definitely put a lot of people off. I mean, it's been putting a lot of people off. It's been the primary complaint from viewers.
I think you were flying away from most of the enemies.
Well, that's hard to tell, because the radar is very bad. That's the next point I would make, is that this radar is not fucking effective at pointing out, like, where enemies are coming from. And without the ability to, like, really see in the distance, without the ability to, like, discern targets from afar with, like, just your eyes. Like, if there was, like...
blue dots, right?
Well, let's see this blue dot.
Yeah, I see a thing firing.
But you can only see so far on the radar. Like, yeah,
I know. It's just like you were earlier at the start of the.
I was trying to find the bigger hubs. I was trying to find like where like if there's any population centers left, because we're at 66 destroyed.
Yeah.
Out of 80. All right, found a couple more.
Yeah, these are the ones you were flying away from. I think with like this few left, that it's better to like get the stragglers you do see, so you're not like looking for them later.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Okay, here we are. This is it. I mean, granted, it's not going to be every last one of the kills I need, but...
Yeah. I think there was like another one to the north that you would blown away from.
To the north, you say?
Pretty sure.
Oh, wait.
What? There's... Okay.
Here they come.
Yeah, it might have been those, because it was a open circle. So, which I think means it's a flying.
Yeah, I think red is projectiles.
Yeah, I think the solid blue circles are ground targets, and the open blue circles, or the blue circles that are empty on the inside, are flying.
Ay, ay, ay. Just stick around and die. Please. $76. And then there were none. Oh, I do see... I saw a missile come from here.
Flying. It's way up in the air.
Oh, god damn it. Yeah. Are they trying to do this like it's wave-based at this point? Because, like, I mean, these guys appeared when we destroyed the last of the ground targets. So I wonder if there's, like, another enemy waiting to spawn as soon as we take care of this last fighter jet. And if that's how they're... This is a slippery fucker. Oh my... This sucks.
Went behind you.
Wait, hold on, I see a helicopter there.
Up.
Oh, wait, no, that's the one from before. God damn it.
That's the broke one. There you go.
How many left?
3 more. There's 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I see. That's where they're coming out of. They
4. Was it 80 they did to the story, or 100? You're about to get hit with a missile. Oh, nope. It missed.
Yeah, I just have to kill 3 more and then we win.
I think you won.
I think I won.
Hey, let's check out that classic suit.
I wonder if it'll let me play the first mission in the game with the suit. So we can just go
Probably
back.
not.
Probably not. Mission archive. No. What a bummer. That should be the last thing you unlock. That should be like, you know, you just go back to the first level and it's like, all right, here's your suit with all the amenities. Oh, there's no reason to play this if...
Unless you want to go get that time bonus. Whichever one of those bonuses you missed.
Maybe I'll do those. Maybe I'll get all the bonus objectives between streams. First flight, Stark weapons.
Oh, and it does show you how many funds you're missing.
Yeah.
Level.
Oh, yeah, that is the classic. Iron Man's first iconic armor debuted in Tales of Suspense number 48 and underwent several subtle cosmetic changes before finalizing its look in Tales of Suspense number 66. It was the first suit to feature the trademark palm-mounted repulsor raise. And you can see that it has high armor and repulsors, but everything else takes a hit. Which is fair. I just want to see it in-game now. Maybe do a little bit of shooting, and then we will... not bother finishing this mission on replay. And of course, these cutscenes aren't going to have...
So, this is it?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Shipment, storage, anything like that.
7 storage facilities detected, sir.
It's hard to get like a real good view with the camera being what it is, but there we go. That's as good as you're gonna get. What if I go up against a wall? Yeah, there we go. That's something. It's cool to see that rendered in the game. I have to wonder how many more suits there are. They're probably gonna have like his suit from the Ultimate comics, right? They might have like.
I don't think Ultimate. No, Ultimate was happening around this time.
Yeah, it absolutely was. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was reading Ultimate Comics like before Hurricane Katrina. I think that's my frame of reference for like anything.
Yeah.
Think I can handle these guys, Jarvis?
Indubitably, sir.
I remember what it was because okay. I was trying to remember the timeline of things because you know how this movie ends with like Samuel Jackson as
Avengers Initiative, yeah.
And I was trying to remember which way it went, but they did that because Nick Fury in Ultimate is basically
based off of Samuel Jackson, yes.
Yeah. And I was thinking, like, I thought it went the other way around, but then I realized, oh, no, it's because Ultimates did it, and then they decided to do it for the movie.
The question is, did Ultimatum happen before 2008? Did they attempt to end the Ultimate line before or after this, like, MCU endeavor? That's what I can't remember. Ultimatum, by the way, one of the worst fucking comics. One of the worst arcs ever printed in anything of all time. But that's a discussion for another day. If there is an ultimate suit to unlock in this game, which I suspect there is. And then maybe like War Machine. Right, which I guess is just the Mark II armor, isn't it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe an Iron Man expert will swoop in and correct us, but I think that's enough Iron Man for tonight. I think we're in position to finish this in a second stream.
Mm-hmm.
This should just be a two-parter with any luck at all. That'll just work out in just right. Which brings us to the end of tonight's stream, I reckon. That was Iron Man as voted for by patrons. We're gonna come back. We're gonna finish it this coming Thursday. But before then, I mean, obviously we have a week. We have 2 other streams we're going to do between now and then. We have Saturday's stream coming up, which have we decided? Did I make the commitment to it being the start of another long-term theme finally?
We've talked about it. I don't think we've decided what that theme is going to be. We have our list, but I don't think we've decided it's going to be this one.
Yeah, I'll have to really look into it a little more. I did a drink up, by the way. Thank you, BattleTank09. Yeah, to be determined still. If not, if I don't decide, if I don't get like my ducks in a row, we can do like a chance timer or Fight Night or something along those lines. It's fun to have those in the back pocket now, just to be able to pull those out when we want to, but to not overuse them, of course. And Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, we were supposed to play Virtual Hide last Tuesday, 2 days ago.
And the Tuesday before.
And the Tuesday before that, but things kept getting in the way of us streaming.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I wanted to do it like close to the anniversary of Virtual Highlight, but I feel like I missed that boat. And besides, like Virtual Highlight should be like a stream that like we build up to with Highlight 1 and Highlight 2 and Highlight 3 maybe. I feel like that's like a pretty major one. It's another one that we have a whole like article about like Highlight that I'd want to like rephrase, and I want to put more work into that. So this coming Tuesday, not Virtual Highlight. I'll find something else to play on that day. But yes, more Iron Man to come on Thursday, because that's how we do these things. That's how we schedule these things. Reminder that this was a game voted for by patrons. And remember that you can be a patron of ours. You can pledge to us on Patreon, subscribe to us on Twitch, boost us on Discord, and doing any of those will give you access to our polls, wherein we put games like this to a poll and you decide our fates in the Patreon Saints channel of our Discord server, or by voting on Patreon. But that's gonna do it for tonight. That was Iron Man. That's been me, Cass.
And I'm Charkie, and we're gonna raid?
Yeah, we're gonna raid. I was getting to that.
Okay. Usually we do the I've cast and I'm Charkie thing like right before we end. So
right now Sardus is streaming, and it looks to be Legend of Makai, which is that like some oddball arcade game? Do I know that game? I feel like I know that game. I know Sardus. Sardus is good people. That's good enough reason for me to raid them. So send them our love, and we'll be back again soon with more bad games. Please consider joining the Discord. Bye!
Good night, everybody.